We are live, guys. We are live. Let's go, guys. Let's start.
Trying to do that here, but
okay.
Yeah, it's evident that they definitely are gunning for this top spot, but right now they're being denied.
Yeah, let's take a look though as we move on over to some of these other fights. Now 14 teams are remaining. We got Aurora, Vitality out.
Okay,
A couple players from some other squads out as well. Wolf did lose a player early on, but E-Arena, 2 eliminations. They are the big squad in this lobby.
15.
Got a nice position in this zone as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how this game is going to fare. Also can't wait to hear what the Deaths has to say, especially about like that Enigma Galaxy split. I hope we hear from them because it's such an interesting play.
Well, I mean, that circle shift out to the west side that went so quickly kind of devastated them. If it hadn't been as hard, it basically, I think almost any other circle, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as devastating for them. It was just so nasty because everybody started flooding west almost immediately. Oh, speaking of difficult circle shifts, that is pretty nasty. But yeah, the regroup was then completely blocked off. The gap started to close, and the backstop for Enigma Galaxy wasn't pacey enough to catch up this time. Yeah, disappointing, unfortunate. Maybe they need a hot drop to be able to perform well in these games. Maybe Ida should go back to Pachinki, and that's what they've read into. But you know, Ida pretty happy with themselves that they did right now because they have that Gakko position. They are one of the only teams in the northeast side in these open fields.
And they get blessed here in this circle, and that just goes to show sometimes a hot drop.
Let's go, guys.
He's going to avoid Satan all by himself. Oh, he's so in trouble. It's on fire. That Murado, he's gonna have to pop out, lay down, and Nongshim Red Force right there. This is like literally the worst location he could be stuck into. Not good. Well, yeah, just a bad game for Enigma Galaxy overall. Still, I mean, still a couple more though in the books.
It's not terrible for him in this position, right? You have this little defilade, you're kind of covered off from the buildings out in the open. The nades, though, from Nongshim Red Force does make it all the more terrible.
That
the speed with which they rolled up does make it harder, but he's still got a little bit of fire in the belly.
Less terrible now. Yeah, Satan on the move. Did get a nice knock there, and now it's bad.
Okay, yeah, well, he's not there anymore. My point was, there is a little bit of cover, and teams on that ridgeline can't necessarily peek over the top. The reason that they were able to do so is because there isn't so many teams out in the open fields, right? And if it happened a little bit later, maybe that would have changed. So I think I read a little bit too much into that to call it enough cover, but either way, he does go down.
6 shot though.
क्या नहीं हो रहा?
Not Hyunbin on that trade though.
Yep, that was really nice.
किसका comeback नहीं हो रहा? हो गया, हो गया.
Not an easy feat.
Wow,
what happened to Hora?
They try to roll in from the west side.
अब देखते हैं अब क्या है यार.
I think that's a pretty apt summation of what's
अच्छा
about to
खेलेगा
happen.
वो जीतेगा. क्या ही कर सकते हैं.
Orangutan have a real opportunity though to
अब
find
देखते हैं यार कल का दिन.
outpost as the south side.
अभी तो हाँ लीड तो बहुत है. अभी 50 पॉइंट की लीड हो गई है.
So easy on fire. Down to 1 HP. He's gonna get knocked. Alula looking to take out Nongshim Red Force.
S2G.
And now here comes S2G. This Wizard Tower is by far one of the most dominant positions in this zone, and that's why so many teams, they want it and they want it bad. S2G on the push. They know that Wizard Tower is weak for this hillside. Starting to throw some utility out, trying to see if they can get a good opening knock here.
Seems like they're slowing it down though. Over on the northwest side, you've got E-Arena at loggerheads. Scrapping it out across the way as well with Furia. 2 players, 3 players now down. Tourniquet's on the inside, terminating with the P90. Pops the reload there, gets the ammo back into control, and the res can come through as well for the backlines. Furia are going to get dismantled, and they get taken down.
Oh, it's rough, especially considering they lost out to E-Arena. They feed E-Arena 4 more points. The White Rabbit really on the run here, hopping to victory. Next zone, where's he going? If it centers up, it's going to be disgusting. as that field is wide open. Okay, it goes to the north
वो वाली दी
side.
गई थी फाइट
Is it
ओजी और
like a
गॉडल
rule
की
that
अभी
the circle
कब
has to
पूछते
be
हैं
the
मैं?
मेरा मार
previous one in this game?
Just
नहीं।
hug it.
It's just like, yeah, I just pick a point around
फिर
the
कौन
circle.
जीता?
I
मैंने नहीं
attach
देखा,
myself to
पावर ही
that.
नहीं था ना,
See
इसलिए
what
मैं
we're going to go
बाहर
for.
भी था।
Another hard shift is
होने
crazy,
दो ये,
but it's a crazy
देखते
fight
हैं बाद में।
unfolding for Godlike as they find one. Try and
Okay,
trade around
Gardel
the
ने
corner.
दिया एक
With
knock।
deep flash and Tops goes down.
Okay,
Put it to the
eliminated।
grinder there.
कितने पॉइंट आ
Let's
गए?
go,
Nice.
Vino.
Nice.
चार
Nice
पॉइंट।
knock and finish. 4
सही है
points
भाई,
on the
सही
side of
है।
Godlike. Haven't had the
एंगल में अभी
hottest
सही खेल
of
रही है यार।
starts here. Still putting up some points on the board though.
ओजी ने भी नॉक दिया।
Other Indian team putting in some nice knocks. And Godlike OG
मेरे को
are
लग रहा है
right
warm up
next
हो
to
गया
each
इनका।
other on the leaderboards.
अबे अभी भी हो सकता है कुछ भी, अगर
Still a
मैच
lot of matches left to be played. This could
मैच
be that
एक दो दिन
start for
एक
them
मतलब
to take
एक दो दिन नहीं,
charge.
एक दो मैच अगर अच्छे हो गए तो ऊपर आ सकते हैं, टॉप 5 में
अभी
भी जा सकते हैं।
6 आपको पता है आज कितने मैचेस हुए
हाँ।
होंगे मतलब
आज आठ है।
हाँ, दो कल के जो रह गए थे वो आज हुए मेरा मार के तो गंदे थे बट अभी और मेरा मार है इससे पहले रोंडो हुआ होगा एक।
हाँ अभी तो 2 एंगल है, फिर उसके बाद लास्ट में 2 आया वो।
Four Thrives getting roadblocked on the northern rotate as Ulfany Arena sit in front of them. Al losing their final backstop, and Godlike now trying to roll up into the engagement.
बट कितना खेल रहे होंगे भाई ये कितने
And that's it for
8
Abdullah.
मैचेस
Now you
भाई
got
एक दिन
STG
में
that we're holding
अबे
this
6
wizard
तो
tower
खेलते
here, but
हैं,
he's now
तो कल के
outside the
2
circle.
हैं।
They're gonna have to get moving.
तो
Meanwhile, you
वो
got
लगभग
Tiamba
9
trying to get rezzed up here.
10-11 बजे तक
Out in
लग
the
जाएगा।
open. They got a couple busted up vehicles here for
साढ़े
cover,
10 तक।
utilizing those smokes as well.
बीच
But
में
the
ब्रेक
pressure
भी
is
होगा मेरे को
imminent.
लग रहा
Now
है
comes Scarface.
अच्छा
Scarface
खासा
with a
आधा
nice
घंटे
nade
है ये
onto
अपना काम,
Joker.
वो तो होता ही मैच
That's
के
gonna
बाद तो होता ही
finally
10-15
pepper
मिनट।
E-Arena's position.
भाई फिर
But
तो
now
प्लेयर्स
E-Arena
भाई
are
बहुत
in this
ज्यादा
next
टायर्ड हो
zone.
जाएंगे
क्या
ना
ही कर
Godlike
सकते।
trying to possibly gatekeep this. I almost ran right into that nade. That was dangerous.
Let's go guys, make sure to like and subscribe यार, जो भी देख रहा है।
Nongshim.
Make sure to subscribe Gordel and S2G। S2G के कितने हैं? अच्छा S2G तो full squad है।
Spotted by Solke. He sees that one.
Okay,
gleaming in the
NGB होगी
grass,
Pep।
puts it down. Snake out of action.
ओजी का एक नॉक हो
That's
गया
huge. Now they don't got to worry about that anymore. But now they got to worry
OG
about
का
Godlike,
Gordel का भी ना।
as they got one of those players up close and personal. Gonna switch on fights all over to this fight though, as E-Arena, top team in the lobby, still alive.
अरे
Now
आपको
we're
पता है कल
Hey, they're
मैच
more than
को
alive. They're kind of
पोस्टपोन क्यों
thriving
किया
on this
था
northwest side in that fight.
Hmm.
Goodness me. Godlike losing their
फूड
backstop there.
पॉइजनिंग हो
Vino
गई है
goes down.
प्लेयर्स पे
हाँ भी
Now
मैंने भी
playing on
देखा
as
था न्यूज़।
two chunks being torn out of
फूड
everyone.
पॉइजनिंग की वजह से
Continues to turn up the heat. with
4 ही
that
मैच हुए थे,
P90.
इसलिए आज 2 थे
A load
एक्स्ट्रा।
of elims from Ulf.
अब क्या हो रहा है अभी भाई, हर जगह तो
That is huge. That's going to be from
भाई
AK.
8 टीम रह गई
now
अभी,
getting in the
अभी तो
mix.
बहुत सारी
They
थी,
know it's
अभी
E-Arena,
जस्ट
so if
1
you're
मिनट पहले
Tiamba,
सारी टीम
this
थी
needs
जिंदा।
to be your hard focus here. You want to be able to
गॉर्डन
slow them
सॉन्ग में
down.
भी नाक हो गया।
I mean, you want to, sure. You absolutely do. But the question is, can you?
Okay.
With Tourniquet out, you're right, without that
Okay.
pivot.
इंग्लिश
Yeah.
वाले
I
में
think
देख रहे
Joker
हो
was
क्या
able to
इंग्लिश
recover the
कमेंट्री में
P90
देख
just
रहे हो
there.
हाँ
Give
हाँ
ammo for it though? Or
I
you-
believe
जियो
he
ब्लास्ट
was
पे
able
देखो
to pick
हिंदी
everything up there
कमेंट्री
from the body.
हिंदी में नहीं,
Oh,
वो
it's a hard shift.
इंग्लिश ही
What
अच्छी है।
is going
It
on?
has to touch
वैसे
the
हाँ
previous
उसमें ना
circle.
काफी बार वो क्या है
I'm
ना
telling
कि
you, it's something
वो
about
कर
this
देते
game. Four Thrives, they're going to have to leave.
अपना ही
They may
बोलते
have to
हैं।
leave one of their players behind.
अपना
Spalak
बोलते
has
रहते
taken
हैं
a knee.
बीच में ले
Scarface
आएंगे
down low.
अभी तो
Last player alive.
लास्ट वाले
Ulfany
मेरा
over the
मेरा
top.
गया।
मार लिया भाई
Good
टाइम
back
ही हो
slow.
गया ये भी।
Right by the wheel.
अरे
Just
भाई।
right in his face. Scarface,
अबे यार।
you can't chew that.
Oh man, he ate that one. And Four
You are
Thrives
down?
on the move. IQ going on over to Falak. Gets the
अरे गॉडल
res
गई
right on time.
अभी ये कब की?
Able to keep things alive. No idea what that was. Able to keep him alive, but Huzaifa not so lucky.
अभी तो ओजी चेयरमैन है,
Will get back
क्या
to his
पता।
feet. But they have a
चिकन आ
long
जाए
road
चुप।
to tread now.
1 2 3
S2G
4
covering off the south rotate, and I feel
1
like
2
E-Arena
3 4
sweeping
5
around may not
6
be the
6
worst
टीम है।
idea. Maybe try and push
OG
through
कहाँ
Four
पे है?
Thrives.
ओजी
Continue
वही
on.
तो यार
Shout
ऊपर
out
है।
कंपाउंड में
S2G's
है
backstop, maybe.
ओपन में है
Oh, it's a
नहीं।
difficult approach. No matter,
उसमें वो है
no
ना,
matter
ये
which
क्या
way you
बोलते
cut
हैं
it,
वो?
but for E-Arena, they're already
सर्कल
on
के
6
नजदीक
elims
ही है।
dukes. They're already into the
ऊपर
top
साइड है,
6.
नॉर्थ
They're
साइड।
having a good game, and
नॉर्थ
everybody
ईस्ट।
from 2nd down to 6th has already got
भाई
down.
साथ में खेलेंगे ना टीम
Spins out
टीम
and
में तो
gets
भाई
punished.
ओजी निकाल दी
Barely.
क्योंकि काफी मैचेस से भाई
Gets a
2-2
couple.
थैंक यू
But now there's more
थैंक
men
यू।
up.
अरे
IQ, gotta make a play here. You need to stop
ओ
E-Arena. They have been
भाई
too
1
dominant so far. They are putting in work. They take down Falak. Now Mormon gonna have to run away. This nade
भाई
looks
हो
good
गया।
from IQ though.
बच गए। अरे
Gets a secure. Four
भाई ये तो
Thrives finally shut down Arena.
Okay, so they are drawn a
Aggressive.
little bit
So
short.
me
there.
ball. Thank you for
Really
subscribing.
nice hold there from Fulak, I think, on that roll up
भाई,
from the
इनको
Arena.
वो
He
चार
was
चार
able to
10
do
किल
so
मिले भाई.
much damage.
ज़्यादा average आ गया.
Unfortunately, not able to survive, but IQ was, and he was able to put a direct elimination on the cards there. 4-4 thrives.
OG 2 point लेके बैठी है, 4
on this
जिंदा
western
है.
side, in the thick of it. The fight.
अच्छे पोजीशन पे गया ओजी.
Well, the flower of their success.
शायद वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट
IQ
साइड है.
now rolls
हो गया
over,
ये भी
steps
डाउन.
up with Aching, and he springs out wide.
भाई,
Nearly sends to
almost.
the sky, but will take the tumble. Finally
Okay.
going down.
40
Breach them
गया.
up to 60 points.
Oh, and now you can say, I'll take that buggy.
OG
Thank you very
OG है ना वो
much.
सामने
As
दिख
he's
गई.
gonna
OG
go
वही है
ahead and
कंपाउंड.
into this next zone.
OG ने knock दिया
big
एक.
shot up, though, that
I don't think he
hurt.
is.
And
S2G
S2G said, no sir, not
ओ
today.
भाई.
Not getting in here.
OG सेंटर में
Access
है
denied.
भाई. हाँ ना
गेम
सेंटर
के
You know what's
क्लोज
brilliant? What's that?
क्लोज आ रहे हैं भाई
Drop it
गेम
now,
के
they're in the final
कंपाउंड में. ये
circle.
तो सही है.
Isn't that
बट इनको
great?
जोन में.
अरे दो
It
नाक
was
हो
a
गए
good
यार.
idea.
Shit, man.
Who'd have thought?
अबे यार.
Who could have thought that not dying
चलो
immediately
कोई
would
नहीं,
be a
top
good
tier.
idea? Orangutan trying to break out from their compound on the north side, but again, so open. Two teams with broadside on you. I don't think you last that much longer here.
हो गया बेटा. अब कितने पॉइंट आ गए इनके? 2
I feel like we're just waiting for him to go down
3
here.
5
And he falls.
Goodbye.
8 पॉइंट इस लगभग.
S2G finally starting to
Oh,
make some
भाई.
noise here in
4v4 last to
Arendelle. But it's S2G versus EDA.
ओह
Two
शिट.
teams from Turkey.
S2G ले सकती है मेरे
Out in the
ख्याल
open
से.
though, S2G definitely have control of
Yeah.
this circle.
Oh yeah.
At the moment, EDA are completely
oh,
pending
bhai,
within their
S2G.
compound, and with this circle,
S2G
they
पे
have to leave.
99%
There is no two ways
ले
about it.
सकती
They
है
have to
chicken.
get out of there. The question is how you do it. The start needs to be a big pick.
The zone didn't touch the edge.
Oh my goodness. Crazy.
What a change up here. Kamikaze able to find a P90 and
Oh.
full level 3 gear. Oh man, that is just so good on the side of S2G. Gotta be careful though, he's gonna be hiding behind this tree. Cannot afford to get knocked, but they have full control of the circle. EDA have to move out. If you're EDA right now, you really need to kind of start peeking and trying to find a pick.
पता ही
If you
नहीं
can get a
चलता
good
कब
knock
कौन
here,
गया.
I think. No, they're just mounting up. I mean, look at the time.
आज जो comeback थोड़ा दिखाएगा फिर कल उसको
and try and
easy
crash it.
होगा.
They're going to try and read the zone.
फिर कल वो भी होता है ना smash वो भी होता है.
For S2G, they've left a trap for Lost to be able to find the pickup, but Rita may
Gordon
be able to find something. The fact that there's only one knock sent to Ida is not great for S2G, but finally in a second, there is finally an answer. And
Trade आ गया भाई,
charges
trade
in,
आ
but the
गया.
ammo count is very,
2v3
very
है.
low there, and they've already lost 2.
2v3
Trying to get this confirmation.
idea.
He should be able to get at least one. Yeah, he'll take that point. All right, well, that's a consolation prize. But S2G looking to make this happen unless Darkin gets a good shot. He's only got 21 rounds left.
पूरे भाई.
In the Mini 14.
And Kamikaze's full level 3'd out. That's going to be a hard knock.
I mean, there's plenty of ammo left in the back pocket there.
Oh,
Kamikaze.
ouch,
पे 2v2.
What a lineup. Steps out a little bit too wide
2v2
there.
पे आ
Emre
गई.
able to shut it down, but he's getting crunched in by the zone. Forced in, but
S2G
S2G
जिलेगी
seemed
भी,
like they had
S2G
complete
लेगी.
broadside here, but now
Oh,
we're in a
no.
2
उनके
versus
उनपे
2. Emre
advantage है
steps back into
zone
the
का.
blue. Baits Sulke out for the peak, but doesn't quite confirm.
Pass.
He's still down on his belly, though. Stands up.
Oh,
Oh, the fight
bhai.
does take a lick back, but Sulke puts him down. A 1 versus 2 as Darkin spreads out wide,
Last
tries to
time
sweep
I ever
over
carry
towards the off angle.
Hit the gas. Darkin coming up close and personal. And has
हो गया.
Suji with the DBS. And nah,
DBS.
not today. This is our game to win. That's a big S2G.
चलो
chicken
भाई
dinner.
सही है भाई. क्या बोलते थे हम दगाड़ लाई थी.
God mode at the
दो
end
दूसरे
there.
मैच में हुई थी क्या?
Chokehold on the zone,
हाँ,
able
दूसरे वाले
to
मेरा
take it
मानना.
all down. Nobody
गॉडल और
Good, if
ओजी.
not 4
ये
away.
अपना
फाइव मैच.
Has a really helpful hand.
लास्ट के जोन में था.
Able to clean
लास्ट
up
बिल्कुल
the
लास्ट
fight.
नहीं पर
Team's going to have to move when the
Don't
time
put down.
comes. So a good result.
Yeah,
If they
it's
keep
sixth
getting
match,
picked
sixth
apart with
match, yeah.
Crazy still doing bits.
Another one.
गॉडल उसने फिर गॉडल मार दी क्या?
नहीं ओजी
No fear up on top of the hill, doing a good job of applying that suppressive fire on these teams, trying to find a way.
मैच 6 है ना मगर गॉडल तो मर गई.
Crazy.
Which is-
And he's gonna get popped out of here by
Yeah.
No Fear.
ओजी नहीं मार.
Oh, that is a scary sight.
Huh?
Pressing the ridge. into the firing line of Orangutan.
वही
Get
तो
4
बोला
relives on the game and send
OG.
Peter packing.
There we go. That's going to be the 15th place team so far. Starting to turn things up, but here we go. It's the White Rabbits battling it out against Sport Drives. Turny K getting the flushes. It's all to Falak, and it ain't going to be good enough. E-Arena just putting in that work, and they're going to keep their whole team alive.
And back up they get. Nicely done, nicely done. We saw Razy doing a lot of work against Alola. Hang on a minute. This is a solo? Hang on a minute. This is a solo? A solo against Alola on the north side? Where did that come from? Razy's popping off on the north as a solo.
3 eliminations. Razy putting the points here for Team Vitality. The Indo squad looking good here as they're going to be pushing into this next zone. And we're looking at this next circle as it is just south of Crater Fields.
Dukes, they have to push in, and as a 4,
it's nearby. You got to watch out for that.
they did have to make that choice in the end. But these teams going to have to move when the time comes. So a good result, but if they keep getting picked apart with Razy still doing bits, hang on a minute, no, that was over. That's a different conundrum altogether.
Trying to find a way into this next zone.
That horror. Are suffering. This
हाँ बे
kill
feed में
Vitality.
OG
Let us know. Okay, this is the replay of the 1v. I think 3.
सारी kill feed में
There we
आने
go. Yasser catches him out as he
और
pops
मैच
out the
के
vehicle.
लास्ट में
And then
उस पे दिखाया था जियो
beautiful
ब्लास्ट
use of that ridge line.
Same.
Razy just picking up quite the best camouflage he wants.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. I think it was 9 limbs towards the end, something in that region. It's a massive.
Backing you up, that was just such a smooth play from them, and when we're used to just seeing them getting the
they showed in the group stage, the way they qualified, the standard they have set, because we don't get to play regularly this lobbies. The way they adapted these lobbies and the way they qualified made us proud, and that's why I'm here.
Scout भी है
That's the biggest one. The way that they have adapted to the lobby.
Scout
I
तो
feel
उस
like
पे
it's one of
था,
their biggest
वो
strengths.
Honor of
too.
Kings.
We saw that with OG. We saw it with Godlike
वो
as
वो
well.
तो ambassador है ना
Like,
उसका red
no more
ambassador
hot
है
drops out of that team. They started performing a lot
Honor
better
of
here
Kings
in
का
this last matches.
In the group stage, as they said, they did try to experiment the drop fights. I mean, they had a lot of drop fights, but initially, for the first day of the group stage, they didn't felt good after taking the drop
भाई
fights.
इस
They
साल
switched the
भाई
play style
सही
and now
सही
they're
हुआ
playing safe
मतलब
for the initial
ये
part of the
स्नैक्स को यहाँ पे इनवाइट
white
किया
four man. You have
ठीक
seen the
है
players potential, the way
PMWC
S-Power
में
clutched.
और
I
एक
mean, I
और
feel
हुआ
like
था
it's gonna be the
वैलोरेंट
clutch
को
of the
उसमें
tournament.
अपने
The way he played,
बिंग्स
the
बिंग्स
gunpowder
भाई
these
को
boys
करा था
have
भाई
is insane.
वो
I just
तो है
want
ही
them to
वैभव
stick
का।
together, play four man together, because in
तो
this
दो
lobby,
games में
it's all about team
वॉच
game.
पार्टी के लिए
It's
भाई
all about the
अलग-अलग
way these
creators
teams
को
isolate
international
fights. And I wish
सही
they play
है भाई,
together
सही है।
and they bring something really good performance
Let's see,
back
guys, क्या
for India.
पता हम भी
And we
किसी
hope
दिन
that
आ
that's going
जाए
to be the case, especially with the first rounder that we just
भाई
saw,
आपसे
and then
सीधा
on the
news में
upcoming
आओगे,
matches
news
as
18
well.
में।
I think they will be able to bounce back. I have
News 18
Godlike
में
finishing
आओगे।
in top 5 and OG finishing in top 10.
हमारा
What
आवाज
are your
कैसे आ रहा है
predictions,
पता
brother?
I mean, I
नहीं
just
थोड़ा
want
कम आ रहा
them
है
to do
मैं
good,
कह रहा हूँ
because
न्यूज़ 18
we
में
don't know
आओगे
the struggle they have been
सीधा
going through. We
watch
don't know the
party।
grind, how much grind they have did. Everything
ठीक
answers only through the gameplay.
नहीं
I
भाई
wish
हमको
we
नहीं
get
आना है उसमें
top 5 for both the teams. It's going to be a
Right,
huge
right,
thing for
exactly.
India, because again I said we don't get used to play regularly in these lobbies, and we get more opportunities because of these boys and all these players watching from India, all these
क्योंकि
esports players
उम्र
watching
कुछ
from India,
ज़्यादा
they'll get
हो गई है।
inspired and they'll feel motivated to do more
देश के
for
बारे
the
में
country.
टिप्पणी करोगे
100%. Shukriya, bhai. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show, and I hope that the Indian teams continue to step it up. Back for some more PMWC at EWC 26.
सही है भाई सही है It's not a game अभी तो वो भी है ना नवंबर में एनसी esports
है?
नेशन कप
इसमें कौन कौन से हैं games?
उसमें इंडिया की है ना टीम मगर वो तो वो अलग अलग मतलब प्लेयर हैं एस्पावर है मान्या है शायद एस्पावर नकुल सबुल का शायद एक दो है एस्पावर है ऐसे ही मतलब मिला के वो है एक टीम इंडिया मतलब
ओ
वो मतलब नेशन है वो अलग अलग हर कंट्री का जितने भी खेलते हैं हर कंट्री से एक एक टीम वो नवंबर में EWC Spider-Man
Great interview with Snacks Gaming. I'm glad that he
So
was able to make it here to Paris, EWC 26 for PMWC, the grand finals. But let's talk about this game because S2G, we finally got a chance to see S2G the way that we have been wanting them to. Pretty much having to grind out that circle, having to push people away like they were able to do with Alula.
It was clearly a
maybe उनको अलग
right there. First and second place
मिला जो भी था
the second place finally, right? Can talk about that a bit later on. But yeah,
उसमें
S2G
उनको मिल गया अभी है फाइनल का अलग
godlike. There was also Nongshim Red Force, and they were all vying for that one Harry Potter tower down on the southern edge. And overall, the fighting capabilities of S2G have been soaring in the finals, and we just see more consistency, which is what I was hoping to see from this roster.
ये वो है मैच
I really enjoy right now
इस मैच
the classic Kamikaze, which is now
S2G
canonically known as
25
just the full
4
center
5
center as a
13
one player, and then just dominate from there. And the thing is, Kamikaze can get it done, which is super interesting. He just exerts a lot of control, soul kick from the backlines on that anchor. Super cool. Wouldn't call it a wombo combo. I wouldn't be comboing either with S2G. That's not fair.
मैंने
I
कहा
have
मैं तो
them
था
separately. You know,
मतलब बाहर ही
S2G,
था तो
maybe
नहीं
up here,
थी
and then either maybe down here, something like that.
और फिर वो मतलब जैसे मैं घर पहुंचा मैं
That's why.
फिर वो मैच पोस्टपोन हो गए तो
Sitting at the end giggling at you guys. Can I just hand it over to IQ? Can I just
Yes,
like, get MVP right now? Because holy guacamole, the clutch insanity from IQ right now. Obviously, you know, we kind of want the rest of Fourth Thrives to join in on that action, but the clutch ability and also the decision making and the macro calls from IQ right now is insane. Also, the opening fights and frags that IQ is doing. We obviously saw it on the rooftop. I think I blinked. I think me and Max just kind of blinked, and I was like, wow, that was the fastest kill I've kind of seen. But like, it's insane the performance coming out of a single player right now.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw him being able to get that first knock on Vitality. I ended up jumping off my seat, Max, because that was such a good opening, and it was actually the decision making, as you were just mentioning, Blaze. The decision making from this squad is something that we keep kind of questioning, but they were able to just send it right away to Vitality without even thinking about it. They're like, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good decision making overall. We're just trading mics all over the place. But no, it's lovely to see that IQ gets that opening knock with an insanely accurate burst break. Like, that was just a beautiful execution, and the team is like, well, we have the man advantage. Might as well send it and actually get that engagement. So yeah, IQ's just been spectacular, not just in terms of the eliminations he's able to get. We're just trading stuff right now still. But also in the terms of the opportunities he is able to create for the entirety of the team. And when an opportunity has been made, man, they just fully send it.
They do fully send it. Let's take a look. Actually, I want to see Fourth Thrive stats so far, because this team is one that has been picking it up so far today. They've been getting those eliminations. I want to see a little bit more placement points out of this squad, especially for this last match. IQ, it's not just Falag too, Blank, because that's one thing that we always talk about Fourth Thrives. Falag, who Saifa has been able to step it up to when we ended up thinking about PMGO. T24 is that player that just really hasn't been performing that well. I'm hoping is going to start picking it up.
I mean, T24 has always been a really good player, right, overall, which has been nice to see. But you're right, Huzaifa putting a lot of work here. IQ, you were talking about clutch ability with the macro play as well on side. I mean, he's making some good calls right now. I think for this game, you're getting deeper and deeper into these matches is a really, really important thing for Fourth Thrives. There was a lot of love from the crowd there as well, which was great to see. Also, going to just say, why have you got a heavier mic than to all of us? Your mic like
Here, let's switch it.
What, you want yours back? King Mike.
So I can talk to Tomash.
This one's like less. Ooh, better. Yeah, this one's lights, you know, light on my feet on the desk. You can call this a desk because I'm more of a couch. But yeah, overall, I think I completely agree with you. Macro-wise, looking great. I do just want to kind of bring it back to Tiamba right now. They did drop in.
Max, don't leave me hanging. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, please go on.
Let's chat about Tiamba, right? We had a lot to talk about them today, didn't we, Lace? But they've dropped in a new sub now in Shallow. Milu's out for the time being. I think that the team definitely slowed down. Slowed down in a big way. It is hurting them a lot. We're not seeing those snap decisions anymore.
Yeah, it's not even like that they're trying to do something a little bit different. It's now just their strategy is not working for it's insane to see. They're still making the same strategies, the rotates.
Let's
but
go, guys. Make
when
sure to
going
like
into a
and
fight now, they seem
subscribe.
to be losing it, which they're playing their same game, but it's not working out for them. So I'm seeing I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Me too. And one team that's been picking it up, especially here in the last couple of games too, has been OG. OG has been able to step it up. We saw them finish in the top 4 situation right there. And they've been we even saw them in Rondo being able to get eliminations too, switching it up a little bit more, using the Rondo, since they're able to revive people, trying to be more aggressive, Max.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see the aggression we witnessed from them back in their respective group, right? It kind of fizzled out. They've been more passive from time to time. But no, here actually a really good 2-2 split, maintaining that high ground position up north and sending 2 players down. I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the end, pushing that compound is incredibly rough onto Ida as we check out all of the winning teams of today. But I do want to highlight here before we do wrap up this desk, man, Ida finally gave up the drop onto Nigma Galaxy. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
It's good, right? You know, getting a second place off the back of that is cool. I was almost expecting them to clutch up there versus S2G because that is very typical Ida, is just to get all the way to an end game and then just have a really silly win at the end of it.
Yeah. Ida, sorry, I'm thinking about Furia because I saw them being able to get that chicken dinner earlier in the day. But Ida, yes, I agree with both of you. I'm glad that they finally just stopped doing that hot drop and decided to change the mentality because they were in last place before they decided to make that change. One team that's currently not in last place and is wanting to challenge that first place is none other than Furia, and I believe Kalara's got a chance to talk to them.
Hey guys, of course I am down here on the stage with Ayala as I have him after this great performance here throughout day number 2 of the finals. My first question here for Erengel is, sorry, Miramar even I should say, in the second Miramar. You guys have great space control to be able to eventually get yourself to that win. So talk to me about that late game and what threats you might face.
Queria perguntar como foi o jogo de Miramar para vocês, né? Ali no final, como é que vocês estão se sentindo aí no late game? Qual foi a estratégia de vocês?
New player introduce करेंगे
tudo bem? Esse jogo aí a gente começou perdendo o chip, só que a gente não desistiu e continuou querendo. A gente jogou bem esse jogo mesmo estando em trio. Então a gente ganhou os morros, foi jogando juntos e a gente conseguiu ganhar a play.
So it was very nice play. We managed to get it through with 3 players, so it was really important for us. We made the right decisions and we could get it.
Awesome. So let's talk about the Rondo for a moment because that was great as well. You guys eventually entered into the silos, the urban area and things like that. And I thought you were going to be in a lot of trouble, but you actually looked amazing in that execution. So what were your concerns on Rondo? Who were you kind of looking out for and how did you execute that?
A partida de Rondo também foi muito boa, né? Vocês entraram ali no silo e ficaram por ali, parecia que ia dar ruim algumas horas, mas conseguiram sair muito bem. Quais eram as suas preocupações ali nessa queda, nessa partida? O que vocês estavam sentindo?
Nessa partida de Rondo, a gente começou bem, passando marquinhos no começo, depois fomos pegando marquinhos, só que a gente errou em alguma coisa no finalzinho que a gente depois da play conversou, então tomara que nas próximas plays a gente consiga ajeitar tudo para conseguir ganhar esse campeonato.
So it was a pretty nice match. We managed to gather some kills on the start and in the middle game, but by the end we did some mistakes, but after the game we talked, we solved those mistakes and we are ready for the next ones.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Ayala. That's it for us here down on the stage.
Thank you, Kalars, and thank you, Ayala, as well, for that great answer. And yeah, for this team, I mean, they started off hot today. This last match, though, ended up being a big old donut. I think they'll be able to bounce back.
Ayala, you may have your driver's license back. I will bestow it upon you once more because now the decisions to use the vehicle are working for you and not just going in there and seeing what sticks. But no, look, the elimination consistency from Furia is, you know, we always speak about it. They are a sort of an aggressive dominant team. But now, you heard it from them. They're taking it there. They are moving a little bit further in placement points, which is exciting to see, especially on the map where they they got their chicken dinner and the way that they were able to just wait. Sometimes they just get a little bit too happy aggressive and they're like, you know what, we're going to create our own play. However, the patience that they are showing now, especially Max, it's just working for them, and it's a great Furia look.
It really is. I mean, I kind of want to go a little bit deeper almost on Furia in the sense that I was expecting Silence and Ayala to put up big numbers, which they still are on occasion, but I feel like Higot has really risen up the ranks in this tournament. He's gotten so many great plays. Sometimes where players will give him a lot of 1v1s, and you don't want to do that to Higot because you will get those eliminations if you give them that slightest opportunity to fight back. But yeah, Higot is looking great, so literally the entirety of Furia has that potential to be in the top 10 players in this event.
But you got to remember, Igor, too, is a player player that has won MVP in the past for Americas too, when he ended up being in previous teams before joining Furia, right? So we know that he can definitely put up those points. We just want to see Silence even more. Silence, what's your pick for MVP? But let's take a look at the overall so we can see where some of these squads are currently sitting at, because I would love to see where Furia is currently at, with E-Arena still being in first place, the gap being there about 18 points from Ulf Esports.
Well, I mean, for Ayala and Chief as well, like back in Liquid days, I think for, honestly, those boys, the big thing about their team play was that they locked down endgames massively. They massively locked down endgames. We're not quite getting there yet. We are slowing things down, like you say, Lace, which is a very, very good thing to get those placement points on board. But I think that as soon as we start seeing Fury in those endgames, we're looking really good. Enigma Galaxy still up there. Ulf looking fantastic. I mean, it's more consistent than anything. They haven't really been a big driver in these matches, but sitting at 67 points right now, I think they can push that a little bit further. But Aurora slowly slipping down these rankings now.
Yeah, Aurora is starting to be a bit of a red flag for me as well, Lace.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing to see. They're getting active and busy in sort of these mid games, but they're not sort of pushing it any further than that, and not sort of solidifying any eliminations. It's kind of like I feel like Aurora and especially Ulf, they're obviously doing well. They're not on that second page, but I kind of feel like they're just sliding by. Consistency's there. I would say Aurora has dropped more consistency than Ulf, for example, but I'm kind of just feeling like they're grazing by.
I mean, Aurora, actually, if you compare the placement points to the teams above them, they've got wins, right? 1 win, 2 wins. So actually, the placement points are not bad. It's just really the eliminations they're missing out on. Second page, though, teams still
34 points
starting to still linger down here. But keep in mind, Ida started the day
84 or 34 by
points. Now they got 25. They're not in the bottom rank anymore.
I'm hyping them up. They've had one good game.
I got to praise them. They didn't hot drop. Okay, so I don't want them to go back to it. Good job, keep it up. Yeah,
it's like a kindergarten right now.
Good job.
You used blue instead of red there.
You get a gold star.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see more Ada. I think Emma's a great player, but we have to be honest. We do have to be honest here about it. It's not looking great. I'd like to see them push that a little bit further now going forward. But yeah, I do think they're a good team. I think they're a good team. It's just I want to see more out of them. And until then, I'm not going to be praising them for not hot dropping 3 times in a row.
I will. I'm still happy. So
I know you're a lovely guy compared to me.
Hey. By the way, I want to say I'm a little bit scared for Ulf because they're in second place. They got the second place curse. They're Suk 2.0, right? PMGC last year. PMGO Season 1, they got second place, right? Just behind the likes of 4 Thrives and just above Furia. Second place and Ulf is not a great storyline. They're not friends, but they're still up there.
भाई करो अब जल्दी से टारे यार एक तो इतना टाइम 2 मैच एक्स्ट्रा है
obviously on that second page is
ऊपर से आप ले रहे हो टाइम क्या कर रहे हो
close range battles amazing, but unfortunately they're sort of hanging around that engagement too long, and these are sort of in the mid to late games where obviously smaller circle, more teams, third parties are happening, so they're not sort of leaving this engagement fast enough to make that decision to put themselves in a spot. However, yeah, their fights, close range, in buildings has been so good to watch, and whether it be the whole team or just 2 of them, they do have that firepower and strength, and they're holding on really well. So I do hope that, you know, after this engagement, they can move a little further in with their placement and just get those top 5s.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. It is a great point there. Close range combat is really, really good. I think so far in the finals, S-Power has made the best play to date.
Yes.
His longhouse fight was just, he was a weapon in that moment, a deadly one at that. I mean, the Molotov through the door, I think the impressive thing about that, it doesn't look amazing in the moment, but the amount of times teams will just bank that Molotov off the doorway and it will just burn yourself out. He ends up finishing Vitality with that Molotov, so it's like a lot of presence of mind in those moments, which is great. But coming back to your point, I think there needs to be, yeah, exactly, presence of mind going forward after that of where you want to take the next thing. I'm willing to give this team the benefit of the doubt right now. I still think they're trying to figure out the pressure on a main stage like this, and it's totally okay. And I think they should be proud of what they've done. I think it's nice to see 2 Indian orgs with like very different play styles as well, you know, learning the battlefield and actually doing fairly good in it. I think OG as well is starting to level up. Aru's getting those eliminations, but so is a Tanky.
Yes, level up the top pick.
That was the biggest question mark for OG, right? Wondering when the other players were going to start showing up, not just Aru. And I'm with you with during the Godlike and that Molotov. In that moment, we were all hyped. We were like, yes, that was an amazing Molotov because it stopped the other team from being able to just fully flush out the players that were not from him. But before we send it over to the next match, let's send it over to Kalaris and Terra.
उसका एवरेज 10 पॉइंट होनी चाहिए हर गेम में 10 पॉइंट आएंगे ना जिसके वो चैंपियन है एवरेज बननी चाहिए बस 6 मैच में अगर 50 पॉइंट भी आ जाएंगे ना
I'm really
इससे मोमेंटम बढ़ जाता है तो चिकन भी आता है जब हर मैच में अच्छा हो जाए 10-12 पॉइंट 10 पॉइंट 8
better. Their synergy is on point. You can tell the communication is much better. You know, Ayala and Silence again in that Miramar, got to shout out them. They were looking very, very good. You know, just being able to play together and work around each other in a way that we were not seeing yesterday. So yeah, I am really excited with them. They're being very decisive as well, using zone, using other teams. So I do like that a lot for them.
Listening to Ayala just before in that interview, right, very clearly that they were able to shrug off any inconsistencies, shrug off any kind of challenges that do come their way, have a little conversation about it, and then be able to get right back on the horse again to be able to put themselves in a great spot. So I think I've particularly been impressed by the fact that Furia, when they basically fourth partied that fight on the Miramar, just to clear out that west side was so pivotal to be getting that win.
Oh, it was. It was such great knowledge of what the teams had to do, right? Not just worrying about their game, but also worrying about what the other teams, what their options were in that zone, right? You know, they were making sure that SGG couldn't come around to the south side. They were making sure Flora didn't either, that they were forced into each other. So really just narrowing everybody else's team, everybody else's options, and that is what I love in a team, is that team control, not worrying so much about themselves, but how do we make everybody else work for us?
Let's talk about one of the big names from the group stage, of course, 4 Thrives, that I know a lot of people are looking at and having big expectations of, and rightly so considering what we saw from them in the group stage.
Yeah, I really am hopeful for them because, yeah, again, similar to Furia, right? 4 Thrives had a rocky start to the finals, but what we're seeing from them, particularly in that last Erangel, is they're starting to do their splits over onto that west side. They're starting to split up, they're starting to spread out, they're starting to take up more space, have a little bit more presence, and to me, that tells me that they're feeling very confident now. They're starting to get that confidence back. For me, I want to see just a little bit more of snappy action coming in. They need to make those rotations a little bit quicker. They need to make those plays a little bit quicker. Those decision making, the timing has to be snappier for me, but otherwise it's just looking much better.
Some good moments, but there is also the fact that this lobby has now leveled up even further. They were able to thrive in the group of death, no doubt about it, but it really has been quite the test here so far for them, especially when they find themselves in some of those split positions where, unfortunately, I kind of, again, like the Rondo situation, I think it's just
Alright guys, make sure to like and subscribe यार जो भी देख रहा है
finally,
please
let's
do
talk about
subscribe.
a team that had like
It
big
means a lot.
expectations as well coming in to this tournament as a whole. Not quite.
यार
got
करो
the
यार
results
अब
they
जल्दी
did,
मैच
though. Do you
start.
agree or disagree?
I agree. I think
Primary,
I'm not sure what's happened, right? Because we did see them have. They never had a huge presence. I feel like even in
अगर
the
अभी
group
तो
stage,
लेना
right? They
है
were never
अगर
this
तुमको प्राइमरी
massive
लेना है फिर तो
frag
बेहतर है
team, but they
2K ही
always
ले
had
लो
this quiet dominance.
है
They
ना
were always able to be in those end stages. They were always able to take home a few eliminations, even if it wasn't a podium win. And today and yesterday, there's not even that. There's
10-15,000 में तो
They're
आएगा
playing
लगभग
very
2K
compact. They're playing
15
very much
तक के
by
ज़्यादा नहीं
themselves. They're not really looking to other players. If players look at them, they're like, no, please don't do that. You know, it's just like it's odd, and we're just nothing in them.
Is it because Max picked them to win?
Possibly. It is
320
possible.
hertz.
Yeah, possibly. Who just laughed in my ear? What was that? Was that our producer?
I think it was.
कौन सा कंपनी है
Even the producer knows about the Max Man curse. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
इसने कहा 10-20
I
लाख
think in the
है
group stage they had some good splits and stuff
Alright,
like that. But yeah, we've got to get a
13,000.
little bit more here
पूरे
in the finals. All right,
ये
it's time
best
to get into our
deal है
next
भाई.
game
ये
here.
सब
Game number
करना
5 of the day here for PMWC Day 2 finals.
32 इंच बट
Thank you
हाँ यार
very
मतलब
much, Kalaris,
FPS गेम
and
नहीं
Tura
खेलना
down
है
on the
तो
stage,
भाई
leading us
monitor
in
नहीं है.
to the not the final. There we go. Get
32
ahead of
इंच तो
myself.
बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया.
We're on to match number 9.
Sorry,
We're on our
32
middle
इंच
billing
नहीं है,
of
24
Erangel
इंच है.
today.
तो BC हो
We
गया है
have
मैं भी हो
one
गई
more match
25 तो कहाँ
of
हो
it
गई
after this as well.
32
We
नहीं
are
जाओ
10 TP है ना
near
कि
enough, crossing the, the
2K.
halfway
2K.
mark of our day after this one as well. Of course, this will
बढ़िया,
be
ये
the
तो
fourth match that
option.
we played on our big bumper bonus day of 8 matches.
Let's get into it. This Erangel is going to be a big
हो गया
one
क्या
right
start?
here. We've already played 2
हो गया,
matches
हो
with
गया.
Miramar. We had a Rondo. And now we are getting into our second match of Erangel here. And it's going to be interesting to see
portable
just
monitor
which team is going to come out on top because we're starting to see little bit of differences here, right? We're starting to see some of the squads at the bottom show up. It's good to see EDA make some noise. And honestly, if they were going to start making a run, now's the time. So it's good to see that movement happen. There's still plenty of games. We've seen plenty of times teams, boom, right, get back-to-back chicken dinners. And let's see if now is going to be that opportune time for EDA, now that they're no longer hot dropping Enigma Galaxy.
Maybe they're feeling themselves after that one.
Yeah.
They're just going to go back.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah. Or like, hang on a minute. We're quite
इनके पास ये जो डिवाइस है ना एक जो बीच में रखा पड़ा है साउंड वाला
Sound.
भाई वो तो मेरे को सही लगता है
Hopefully
भाई
they stay away, but
What's up, lad, bhai? WGO, what's going on? It's good. PWC finals. PMWC grand final day 2.
Very dramatic.
Watch
I
party
think it's
आजा
safe to say,
बे.
for the majority of the zones right up until the
आजा
final.
आजा Discord अगर है घर में.
The final one, where it started to get a little bit more sensible by that time. So many had already fallen victim to the circle
पे बढ़िया
on
stuff
those
है.
shifts, on those rotates.
Mic
It
देखो ना
was
ये.
pretty difficult.
हेडफोन में ये माइक है ना ये तो बढ़िया माइक है हेडफोन जो भी हेडफोन कौन सा कंपनी का है
वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ भाई हेडफोन कौन सा
and heading over to Novo, so potentially difficult to get out towards Gatka. And
हेडफोन अगर माइक वाला
this is the sort of situation where I feel like EDA might go back to Pachink.
क्रियो भाई क्रियो
A sight to see
क्रियो है या करियो
for sure, but the planes
करियो भाई क्या करियो
down below. Erangel is officially open for business, and oh man, if
आवाज सही आ रहा है क्या स्ट्रीम पे आवाज ठीक आ रहा है
they can't, but they gotta adapt. You gotta be able to make those changes. They're able to push themselves outside of last place. 25 points on the board.
ये तो ये आसपास ही ये ड्रॉप करते हैं ना ग्वाडल ओजी का ओजी का तो यही है सिटी क्या नाम है क्या बोलते हैं इसको वाटर सिटी शायद
Going east. Good play. EDA making some adjustments.
Oh, hang on a minute. One of them's going. Dark is going eastern. Okay, they're doing it. Okay, they're going for the Milton Peninsula, it seems.
करो आप
Split drops any dark
WP
vehicle to get on in.
WP क्या होता है अच्छा करो आप वॉच पार्टी
Just because it's not EDA going to Pachinki.
सही है भाई सही है आज तो बहुत वो 10 बजे तक चलेगी वॉच पार्टी
Oh my god भाई
I don't think anyone else has. So I was keeping track of that. That's a nasty circle.
अबे नहीं भाई नहीं
Be 10% likelihood
भाई सर्कल क्या बन गया
which isn't it's non-zero.
भाई इसमें फाइट होगी भाई
I feel like teams are going to
fight होगी ना रोटेशन में फाइट होंगी
in about 5 minutes.
That's what I would do. Honestly, I'd probably make that timing a little bit shorter, especially if you're
सर्कल सारी टीम सर्कल के बाहर है
get moving across that bridge and secure those locations really early on, because with so much
अब यही है ड्रॉप लेके जल्दी जल्दी लूट करो और सर्कल का
this is essentially like a circle 3 at this point. There's not very many great spots available. They're going to have to get moving here pretty quickly. And you can also get moving inside the game and get yourself that 9 tails Fury on, guys. Go ahead and get in there quick. The Uzumaki Naruto event.
शायद ड्रॉप शायद इसी साइड होगा इनका मतलब वो था ना मेन पास उस साइड
Looking fresh. You saw if you missed the show match earlier.
ये वही है कि जो पोचिंकी के ऊपर से जा रही थी टीम
It was mighty fun, and of course we had to let Alpha 7 win something, even though they didn't make it to the finals. Sucks for them.
ये गाड़ी कहाँ से मिल
Were
गई
able to take that
ये
title
मिलती है
there.
ये ड्रॉप में मिलती है ना पहले
Over on their own.
नहीं अब तो ऐसे ही होती है
In their own right. The little intro video as well. Revel looked super cool with that shadow clone.
Dude, that
कोई
was
तो
the
कोई फाइट
sickest
तो
really
होगी
liked
intro I've
इसका तो
ever
नहीं
seen.
That was hot. That was hot.
Put that on the highlight reel.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Get it done. Enigma Galaxy going to be chasing
Pochinki.
down the truck, getting those supplies. Although, look like they're going to be doing so with very minimal weaponry there. Haven't been able to quite disable it before it leaves the city.
ओ भाई ये क्या
Where's the weaponry? Come on.
गाड़ी होती है ना वेपन व्हीकल होती है इसको ड्रस्टा करके ये मतलब वेपन
It's a
कहते
little
हैं
bit slow to get this one dealt with. But finally they find some weaponry they can use to pep the back of the doors there. And they draw it too close. So they'll be able to leverage that.
Shipyard.
Still looking very dramatic on the southwest
इसमें
side.
तो थोड़ा change भी हुआ है ना.
Four Thrives went to Primorsk very early, Dukes, which means that they will have the pick of the litter
Boatyard.
position into this next
Boatyard आ
zone.
गया.
The question for me is where do you go at
OGB
this
है
point
क्या ये?
when you know that
हाँ
everyone's
ना वो
going to
उधर
be
है
flooding
साइड
out
रूम
this way?
से
For me,
वाटर
I feel
सिटी
like
शायद उसी साइड है.
potentially some of the compounds to the
मतलब
east
आसपास
mouth
ही
of
है.
Quarry could be quite good. Transition
इनका
away from there can be difficult
ड्रॉप
as well.
फाइट मतलब ये हो सकती है रोटेशन में भी
And
फाइट.
the reason I'm going for that is because I feel like I would want something that's at least on the south side, just in case it goes to military.
Yeah, I would take the hill above Ferry Pier. I think that's the strongest.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, because you're right. Yeah, that zone could, for some reason, it's been crazy ending, right? It could yoink all the way back to
Club
Millie,
championship
and
में
you have a
तो
decent
AGL
spot
आ
to
गए.
be able to
टीम
get there pretty
फॉल्कन
quickly.
सेकंड है.
And then plus, if the zone does go
इस
in
साल
almost
मेरे
any
ख्याल
other
से
direction, you
टीम
have that
फॉल्कन
sight
नहीं
line
होगा.
of
Club
that
championship.
field that's right above you. So you can get a lot of work done from that
वो
position.
कौन सी टीम थी? एक
wonder
थी यार
which team is gonna
KRX
decide
वो
to
है
take
अभी
it
लीडर
early.
बोर्ड
Four
में.
drives heading
कौन?
into Primorsk so quickly though,
KRX.
I think is an
KRX तो
excellent
होगी.
decision because if for some
Survival
reason
थी
that
ना वो.
zone does go to Millie,
Survival
with
से
Primorsk
बाहर.
is secured, they should be able to at least find some boats and
DRX.
make a crazy rotation on in.
DRX थी अब उसका वो स्पॉन्सर
getting
चेंज
out
हो
nice
गया
and
तो
quickly.
KRX.
Nongshim Red Force as well, moving in a little bit further south
वो
of this,
भी
and they
बढ़िया
will
टीम
start to
थी.
line the hills just
बहुत
north of
बार
Ferry
मतलब
Pier.
बहुत टीमें थी जो जिन पे था कि हाँ
But
ये
they are the
फाइनल में
first two
जाएंगे.
teams to really make that break for it outside of their looting phase.
वो तो बात हो gई.
And I'm expecting a response from Four Drives fairly soon, but so far hasn't really come on through. Ralph able to get a lot more scouting done than maybe he would have expected to. But they managed to sequester themselves nice and deep into towards this zone, which is, I think, going to play very well for them, taking the position just northwest of Ferry Pier.
For sure. I mean, this is still a very, very close game. I mean, second place.
As well, guys, make sure to like and subscribe.
We could definitely
जो भी
see
देख रहा है यार,
a team
सब्सक्राइब
even
करो,
like all the way
शेयर
down
बनाओ.
12th place jump up really quickly. E-Arena has started to create a little bit of a point differential though in between first and second. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's a little one. It's a pretty big one here. It's 18 points
अभी तो 2 मिनट है.
between first and second. So E-Arena are going to continue to want to press that on there. At a certain point though, John, especially if we see E-Arena like pop off in this game, I think the lobby is going to have to start taking notice of it, right? If you want to be able to slow them down from setting that point threshold so high, I think if you realize it's E-Arena by getting at least one elimination on them, you may want to put a little extra urgency on trying to take them out.
Maybe, but then again, if you do that, you could be sacrificing your own
Pura
point scoring
Nepal.
potential.
True.
And like if E-Arena are that far ahead already to be into the situation where it might be an idea to do that, I feel like you're already running into a situation where
हो रहा जा
you're
रही
just
है
trying to get up
आपस
as many
से
ladder points as you
आसपास
can, right? You're
रोटेशन हो
trying to
रहा
just
है.
step up, get from 6th to 4th, something like that, go for those jumps. I feel like that's the sort of stuff you're looking to do. Maybe if you're at the bottom of the tables you could, but even then, laddering up is still very, very valuable. So I feel like, unless it's like first place is on 150, second place is on 120, third place is on like 90, even lower. That maybe then the second place team could try and hot drop and go for something like that. If you have that sort of advantage with not too many more games left to play.
यार ये अकेला
Outside
घूम
of
रहा है
that very
इनके दो
specific
बंदे
scenario,
हैं.
I feel like targeting E-Arena, I mean, given the form that they're on, probably just generally a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think I think hot dropping in general of them is just terrible, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
I think that if you just somehow can see them, like for example in the feed,
हाँ रोटेशन हो रहा है. बॉर्डल ने हो रहा वाले को इधराया.
to try and take them out as God
बॉर्डल
starting to
हुआ
make some
दो
noise. There's S-Power with the run over.
वापस
No
रेड आ
fear
गया.
getting taken out, but Sleepy,
अरे भाई
we thought he was gonna get the thirst, but Godlike was
दोनों के
right
दो
there to
एक हो
support
रहा था
his
एक बचा है.
teammate. And a
Last.
huge save there, right on time.
E-Arena are looking to come in for the third party from the west
Gordon
side
तो
here. They've
हो
already got a
जाएगी.
scout close by and they've seen the elite feed lighting up as well.
अरे
Yeah,
भाई
looking to suppress
अबे
the
ना
grenades. Good
भाई
bounce. Fine Sky on the
एक
flush.
तो गया.
Will E-Arena be here on time? And Tiamba are going to join in from the north side as well. They could
शायद
have an
जीतेगी
impact as they
जीतेगी
roll
हो
up
रहा
towards this
है.
engagement. A lot of players down.
ओ भाई हो गया.
Horror taken out.
जीते फट यार अब थर्ड पार्टी ना हो जाए.
Oh, but here comes Tiamba.
अरे यार आ गया थर्ड पार्टी हो गई यार.
Like Admino is stuck with QZZ right
एडमिनो हो
there.
गया.
Godlike get that fight done pretty quickly, but they're gonna have to make
अब
a
यार
sacrifice.
मुश्किल है
Oh, the
इनका.
tire busted out from Anya.
अरे यार 2 हो गए.
Taken out as well. So man, Godlike just not able to catch a break here.
Tiamba able to rock in with a good third party there. Vitality a little bit late to get involved. Irina wanted to maybe think about it, but they were too spread out on the western side. And so couldn't get involved, but Tiamba were there nice and promptly. The circle, in the meantime, shifted back over towards the bridge. Very Pier is a hotbed right now. 4 Thrives, maybe bearing the brunt.
That's just saw Coops in the elimination feed there.
That's unhealthy. That's not a good engine noise.
Here we go. Yeah, that does sound like that head gasket's in trouble here as Huzaifa is pushing up on closer to Furia. Oh, hops in the vehicle, hops back in. And now able to at least get a secure position. Ayala holding it down against 4 Thrives. It's a party at the beach. Ferry Pier is jam-packed.
Get your sunglasses out. Get your tanning oil on. It's gonna get toasty. This team's crunch on in. Maybe a little bit of calm though before this storm.
No, it's feeling pretty disturbed right now because everybody wants those central positions. But you're right, it does look like the teams are able to secure most of them for now. Noshim trying to get an opening knock here on the OG. They got to be careful here. They're getting mighty close. Gets that opening knock. Are they going to press this? Looks like they are. Hyunbin up close and personal. It's Youngshim Red Force versus OG, and OG are getting picked apart here. Aru's got to find a way to buy himself some time for his team.
Okay, well, I mean, a good answer over towards Nongshim. That knock over there is going well. In the meantime, Wolf lost a player. I believe that went over to 4 Thrives over in Ferry Pier as well. Zaru gets back in, looking for those reses.
अभी गॉर्डल ऊंची यार.
S-Power with the double. Godlike from the other side saying, we need some of these eliminations.
भाई गॉर्डल पीछे आ गई इन्होंने.
Needs to get Aru back, and S-Power says, you know what? My work here is done. Peace out.
See ya.
Sends back. There are only 2 players. Staying there for too long would diminish the power of the position that Salme was holding, allow Tiamba in for the north. They needed to reinforce that, so the fact that they're able to extract points and let loose some of the pressure on the south side is excellent stuff, so he knows he needs to be prompt on that. The circle goes back over to the mainland.
अबे गॉर्डल आई ने पीछे उनके जो नाक पड़े थे ना उन्होंने नेट किया ना एस्टोर ने.
Looks like it's going well for now. Ida as well trying to send in from this northeast
अभी
side.
2 ही बचे हैं ना OG के. हाँ ये
Over there by the Blues, they're going to have to come down that hill.
OG 2 ही बचे हैं.
Things are all open field there. You got Vitality holding the north side of the circle.
अब वो भी 2 है और ये भी 2.
Kamikaze, he's going to be trying to
अरे
get some
गॉर्डल
angles
बीच
here
में
to see
है.
if he can find at least a
OG थी ना यहाँ पे और
for
यहाँ पे
his
थी
team.
NG.
But Ferry Pier, like we mentioned, completely stacked. Take a look at the replay here. Huzaifa. Ooh, nice shot there. And pick on the Solus.
Yeah, I mean, there's complete broadside there. No way you're hiding from that one. In the meantime,
यार आपस में मत लड़ो.
down the bunker. Emre.
हमको कैसे ही पता है.
His nose in.
ये नहीं है ऐसा. अबे
Will not
कौन था?
like what he smells.
चाइल्डा.
A little bit too much cordite there in the nostrils, and Emre does get flushed away. Nongshim Red Force hold their position on the east side of that ridge line that sits wooded and covered. They're playing on those bunkers as well.
ये तो OG जाए यार, OG को गॉर्डल मार
teams out on the east side as well.
गॉर्डल बीच में OG
Flash,
के पीछे
Aurora,
है.
Furia, all of them sort of holding each other at bay right now. So Nongshim Red Force feeling very safe and secure for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, next 3 minutes is going to work out for them, but then things are going to really start heating up here. On the north side, you got S2G now starting to press very, very close to Team Vitality. Yep, Razek just saw them. And they're going to be on the move here, possibly trying to avoid this fight, get a more solidified position in this circle. Kamikaze just keeping an eye on the side of Vitality for now. This is still super early here, folks. This is only stage 3, but we've just seen so much action through the chaos of that first circle placement.
Yeah, it was really hard to navigate towards it. A lot of damage inflicted, and yeah, with Aura going down as well. We're down to 15 teams. A lot of raggedy squads on the cards as well, which makes things nasty. for plenty of our players. Godlike and Orangutan, though, are both in central positions as their duos, which is kind of their saving grace in terms of survivability. They'll try and keep things going. Arena on the west side, holding around that quarry. They've left Schweppes actually
so guys, make sure to like and subscribe.
Of it, to be that off-angle forward.
We are close to 1K subs.
They're kind of keeping out of it for now. They're kind of chilling.
Yeah, we're 915
We're still waiting to see what they've got for the rest of this game. Because their path forwards may lead them to clash with Vitality or with Godlike.
You can see Schweppes, though, from E-Arena. He's all the way down in Ferry Pier, just getting some sight lines, getting some intel for the rest of his squad. Got to be careful not to get too close, though, to the side of Enigma Galaxy. Now you see Aurora Gaming. Let's see where this next zone's going to go, though. That's when the fight's really going to get started here. Zeol is going to eat a little bit of blue damage. He's keeping an eye on Flash. Uh-oh, yeah, he's trying to play this quietly, hoping that he comes in this direction, but instead goes in the opposite. Next circle does pop on over, and it is heavily to the east side.
I mean, this is good for circle force, right, on their position. We were talking about that before. The fights on the east side will need to conclude. Tiamba sending in a might challenge on Orangutan's position, but it's fairly open on those hills. Going to be very difficult to hold. Fortunately, there's not too many full squads around them. Aurora taking a chunk out to Tiamba. Now look at it overwhelmed, but they've lost a player on the roll-up. Orangutan trying to hold it down, but will not be able to face the might of Tiamba, who are feeling shallow now on their roster, leaving Milu out, and he is not needing to get it back up.
Down to a duo. Eagle trying to get that first aid off. He's going to be able to get that for sure. On over to Ferry Pier. Enigma Galaxy are set up. They're going to have to push into this next zone as well. Circle is closing. This is stage 4. The blue zone really starts to put in its damage here. Let's see what Enigma Galaxy decides to do. It looks like they're going to be most likely prioritizing the shoreline. That's why they're applying so much pressure to the side of Al-Ula. Quickly gets a catching. Yeah, that's 4 thrives with Zaifa out. Yeah, looks like Al-Ula are going to be holding this very pure position. We've seen them do this before. S2G were able to beat them in that spot using those hovercrafts in a game not too long ago. So let's see if Al-Ula can turn things around.
तो गई अबे गार्डल बच्ची है 2 ही बंदे हैं
a little bit of a lost opportunity there. Remember how early they were in Primorsk Dukes, and they didn't manage to transition fast enough. Both Enigma Galaxy and Noxian Red Force both got ahead of them in terms of getting to the positions in that area. It's a little bit unfortunate. I'm not super happy about it. And now they find themselves in the middle of a fight that may not go their way. 3 full force squads. 6 तो निकाले हैं 6 kills. अगर थोड़ा placement भी आएगी 10 पॉइंट इसका होने के. Luckily they are in the zone, so they aren't super under the impetus to move, but they may want to.
कितने points आते हैं?
We're looking over at E-Arena, the top
placement chicken के आते हैं 10, second को आते हैं 6, फिर आते हैं 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 और 1. 8 से आते हैं जो टॉप 8 पे होगा ना 8 पे मरेगा उसको आएगा 1 पॉइंट. 7th वाले को भी 1 पॉइंट आएगा. 6th को आएगा 2, फिर आएगा 3, 4, 5, 6 और चिकन को 10 पॉइंट.
Should already trying to figure out what is the path they're going to take into this next
placement
circle. And the only way they're most likely going to get there is through some insane shots.
Moving right now for E-Arena, because now is the time that they need to transition into a pivotal point in this game. For the longest time in this game, they've just been on this west side. Assessing the situation. Now they need to start forwards, and that is not how you want to start it.
Let's go.
Immediately goes for the flush, and he's gonna for the moment. I don't think they've got an answer. Made up and into the top floor window for Tony K. Doesn't connect. Zest Power somewhere else in the building there. Will not find that fight. So for E-Arena to lose a player here, I mean, that's great news for the teams chasing them.
Yep, huge news. And Godlike now knows exactly who they're fighting and the importance of them taking this out. Next.
Hello, bro. Hello.
Don't just go on over. Huge zone here for Tianba and Nongshin Red Force. That very Pier heel is just so strong.
I kind of like this for Ulf as well. I mean, it may be a struggle to fend off all the teams very Pier, but once they're there,
Vitality hai.
They have a fairly isolated area. survive quite deep into this match.
Vitality भी wait कर रही है
The transition over to the hills can be very, very difficult, especially with two teams lining you up side to side. Vitality gonna have to make a break for it now as they have to roll out from the north edge.
And they're gonna have to cross a lot of open field here. This is what I was talking about. This zone is not very kind to those teams that were playing on the edge position. Yeah, Team Vitality, you're just kind of waiting to hopefully have these teams in the middle start fighting so they can, you know, get a free rotation onto this next circle without too many eyes looking at them. But it's gonna be a tough rotation. Yeah, Razy is gonna be driving right back. Say, guys, it's pretty jam-packed down there.
No bueno. It is no bueno out in that open area. Enigma Galaxy finding the back tail of Al-Ula and able to drag that one back. Claws does fall. As the Arena is still trying to dislodge Godlike. Best Power with the shotgun tries to find one. Steps into a nade, but not before getting a knock. Now it's all up to Salme. Has got a nade cooking. Still with the pin pull, drops it down, nearly finds it. As Schweppes tries to move up to support Tourniquet and get that res. S-Power falls, and Salme has Mormon now to handle. Gets the first lick in with that shotgun, and Mormon has to back up.
S-Power had that. It was such a fortunate nade.
That's
the right-hand priority. That's what he needs.
No, हो गया. Let's go.
Great teamwork there from Schweppes to get the nice 1v2.
Enigma Galaxy could potentially roll out and try and third party.
कितने points आ गए?
Vitality crashing up on towards Tianba's position.
34 पे.
Nongshim Red Force out to the east as Vitality have taken a knock out to their western point. They are still 4 players alive, but E-Arena are rolling out now. They can turn their attention that way. Steps onto a landmine, blasts his leg sideways, and down goes another Vitality player. They are getting torn apart as E-Arena descend as well, sending a 4th position. And I don't think they're going to last longer. Ida trying to join the party, and Tiamba are now suffering.
Ida भाई देखो ना सामने
both on in the fight, taking huge swipes at this
जिसका
hole.
पहले लग गया वो जीत गया इसमें यही है.
To hold everything off, but they will find the final blow towards Ida.
It's an open field battle. Here's teams are starting to crowd on in. And this is looking like an absolute battlefield. Tons of names
Vitality के भी 4 होते हैं, अभी
down
एक ही
goes
बचा है.
Vitality. S2G
वो हो गई out.
joining the battle. 2 eliminations to their name
अब
so
तो बसड़
far.
है.
And with that fight, all that commotion happening, it allowed them to be able to get a more solidified position in this circle. Great timing from the side of S2G. E-Arena are like, hey, I don't care about the timing. We're just going to push up and hit some crazy shots and put everybody on notice.
2 teams crashing onto Tiamba's position. Was enough of a smoke screen for E-Arena to be able to move up nicely. Despite not having one of their players with them, they are now on 5 eliminations. They've pushed past the 90-point
NS पे
barrier
पूरा
now,
circle
Jukes.
यार, NS
It
तो
is
पूर्ण
a
में
great
है.
result so far.
NS
10 teams remain,
flush भी है.
but they're on the outside of the
Stuji
circle,
है.
and Enigma Galaxy are going to cause problems. They've seen what's happened, and they think, no, we're gonna, this can't stand. No, order, and they find, well, actually it's S2G who find a shot onto Schweppes on the back line.
Stop that, said Enigma Galaxy, and honestly, the whole lobby needs to start really worrying about E-Arena here because the White Rabbits are starting to run away with this thing. Remember, $500,000 for first place, $250,000 for second. That's a big difference here, folks. Now we're gonna see Enigma Galaxy. They got that knock. E-Arena are outside of the circle. Tianba will be gatekeeping, and this is kind of a perfect situation for the lobby. Nongshim Red Force, though, gets super blessed in the zone. They are dead center. It is really their game to take advantage of here.
And they're really hoping that E-Arena go down fairly soon because then they can put a massive dent in the gap between these 2 squads. E-Arena, though, currently focused on Tianba and Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy find another knock, sending it over towards Schweppes. And I don't think this is going to be resible. Mormon and Tourniquet now having to keep it together. On top of the 5 elims they found already, and Lost might have an angle on it as well, suppressing that angle, but Mormon goes down, can't hold face against Enigma Galaxy, and no knocks are sent their way either. Mormon gets flushed away, as Schweppes does get back up. Meanwhile, over in Ferry Pier, Aurora, Alula, and Ulf all coming into the fight. It is getting chaotic down there. It's getting messy as well. Turney K, the last to stand for E-Arena, and then Enigma Galaxy have to push into Tianba.
अगर एनएस ने चिकन ले लिया समझो 20 पॉइंट भी आ गए 57 होगा टॉप 2 में आएंगे
Fight after fight after fight. These zones making things so difficult. And yes, Enigma Galaxy are now on the push. They want to be able to finish E-Arena out completely. They don't want them getting any more points. And I believe, yes, with that nade, that's gonna do it. E-Arena finally taken out. But they still put points on the boards here, John. So it's like no matter what the situation, they are constantly moving that needle further and further and further.
Absolutely, but for Nongshim Red Force, this is a beautiful position. They were able to do a lot of damage to Furia, leaving them on one player alive. Flash are going to crunch in behind it. Potential to pick up points there. Aurora are going to have to leave into the sightlines of Nongshim Red Force. There is a big Elin potential gain here if they can close it down, because they are in the driver's seat here, and they need to keep control.
All these teams need it. They all need the chicken dinner and all the eliminations, and that's Furia gone. Nongshim Red Force. Man, XCY with 5 eliminations all by himself. Gonna have to make a play here. He's got the shotgun, but the suppressive fire from too many angles, making things difficult. Nongshim Red Force are still here though, but here's Bose from Team Flash. This nade could be big. Can he thread the needle through the window?
No.
Oh, so close.
Not quite on the first. Has another opportunity. S2G as well. Launches another one. Don't think I didn't think that one went through, but it did. And down goes this Nongshim push. They flexed out from their position, Jukes. It felt like maybe it was the right time to do it, but they underestimated the chaos on the eastern side, and they've let slip the strongest spot in the circle, and they will leave it all up to So Easy. A real big opportunity for them to put a massive jump up on the tables. They can still do very well. They have really had the juice squeezed out of them.
You're so right. I mean, they put some good solid points on the board, but it could have been a whole lot more, that's for sure. Let's see who can take advantage of these missteps. Enigma Galaxy are still here. 4 eliminations. Aurora with 5. Big win here could put them all the way up to 2nd place very, very easily. Tianba right there close as well. Team Flash, yeah, with that last player, Bose, just trying to soak up anything for his team at this point. Next circle does go, and up, and it is going to be down to that southwestern side. Enigma Galaxy barely have a position here, but this is all open field. It's time to hit the deck and hit some shots. Satan getting peppered from both sides. He goes down.
He was waiting to take a shot over towards Tianba as well, but S2G take their turn at Tianba, but it's not going to go well for anyone, really. Enigma Galaxy trying to step up, S2G trying to move in, but nobody can find an opening.
भाई खाली अरोरा बची है, बाकी आपस में लड़ रहे हैं.
And Tianba are holding their nerve, but only one player now left standing. QZZ against Kamikaze.
ये तो खत्म करेंगे आपस में अरोरा चिकन लेगी. इसमें ये होगा. मेरे को तो लग रहा है अरोरा का चिकन आ रहा है.
Gets the reload, but it's not enough. Kamikaze keeps S2G in there.
Tianba
may get back to his feet. They don't have a lot of time though, because the zone is moving in.
अबे अरोरा नहीं आ गई.
Like a dang blender. Shots
अरोरा किल उठा रही है.
Every single direction. You gotta find a way out though.
बे 4v1 है.
Looking to shut things down, getting up close and personal.
भाई अरोरा चिकन लेगी. सब्र किया.
On fire, literally now as those nades, Molotovs.
अबे क्या ये करेंगे अब?
By
हो गया.
himself, could not hang on.
अरोरा का चिकन सभी एक है. 3 प्लेयर है. 2 but नहीं S2G अभी 3 बंदे हैं.
Just get themselves back up to 4 players alive here, Jukes, which is kind of crazy given the chaos.
आई अबे S2G वापस 4 प्लेयर उन्हें 3 कर दिए वापस से हीरो है. पर यार ये तो हो जाएगी तो फंसे पड़े हैं. उनको तो zoom कर रहा है.
Their solo player up and into 3rd place guaranteed. It's a little bit less efficacious than they might like to be.
बस एनएस शायद अरोरा का गेम खराब करता है उनको पीछे से.
They'll take it.
Huge game. Honestly, it's so easy to play this quietly. He can disrupt this pretty big time. But you can see S2G, they get the full reset, and we got to see them bust out the welding gun as well. So they're going to have their vehicle all set up. As far as when it comes to zone control, though, it's all Aurora. They had this entire zone locked down. But the thing was, they had this advantage before against a team of Nongshim Red Force, and they lost that game. This is their chance to make up for it and secure this chicken dinner.
S2G on the ferry, but lost.
S2G पे
knock. Red Force is solo, striking out wide. The point gets taken away from him, but diminishes the power of S2G. Maybe gives him a little route in, but already Aurora have flexed 2 players out. I think they're going to be able to deal with this. Ooh, unless a nade lands on Top's head. Launches it forwards as he spotted it. Nearly, but not quite. Not quite. Has to march in, making the mad dash, and Top actually not quite connecting. Has another nade to pull. Top trying to trade it off, and Aurora can really sequester themselves into this angle. Doesn't spot the nade, goes boom right next to his ear, but doesn't quite burst the drum.
That was a prediction nade, though. He knew that he was going to run up, so he threw it ahead of him and got some really good damage on the So Easy. But he is able to get away for now. Here he goes, though. Here comes some more util from the side of Aurora.
They've lost him.
They're spending a lot of time focusing on this one player of Nongshim Red Force to go down.
Gap clear.
Drops a nade right in front of them. Top steps up, nearly goes down again. They're having real trouble here, and S2G not really having an impact so far. The zone's starting to close all the way, and So Easy just about holding on. But dear life, as Reaper steps into the fight, the DBS there in hand, not quite enough, and down they go. Now S2G up on the chopping block, looking to try and do something, but that nade, and the next one is bigger. Takes a huge chunk out of S2G, and Solke trying to stay alive desperately, but he crawls onto the nade, and it blasts his belly open. Aurora swing out from Ferry Pier and find a chicken dinner.
And it's about time. Aurora clutching it up. They wanted that chicken dinner earlier, weren't able to get it. But in this one, they get that.
Drops a nade right in front.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 25 पॉइंट ले लिए उन्होंने.
Little bit of time to get into gear, and maybe that's what we're seeing here, right? Maybe they are going to be able to find that ramp up over the next, the rest of the matches today and in the games tomorrow.
It's going to be right on top. Kamikaze just keeping an eye on the side of Vitality for now. This is still super early here, folks. This is only stage 3. We've just seen so much action through the chaos of that first circle placement.
Yeah, it was really...
Next 3 matches, that smash point threshold is going to be set tomorrow. Once those 10 points are crossed, the next chicken dinner, that is it. We will crown some champions. So E-Arena's job today is to just set that threshold as high as possible, and they're doing a damn good job of it.
They are, but even in that match, like a lot of the teams towards the top side of those tables were able to put up some decent games.
That's
right?
True.
You had Ulf, who was staying in fairly late, S2G fairly deep into that one, Nongshim Red Force. Maybe could have got a little bit deeper if they hadn't gone for that push-up, but still getting into 3rd place into that match was really, really great for them. A lot of teams putting up some big numbers, and sure, they put up 5, and I do praise teams for being able to do that sort of thing, but everybody is on the hunt. Everybody's hounding them down. So for Arena, it might be okay, but you can't have a tortoise and a hare situation. You need to keep the pace up. You cannot let sleeping dogs lie, because they will find you and they will take you out of that top spot. It's all to play for. One more Erangel today before we move on to our final set of Miramars. Don't go anywhere.
Please say what's up, welcome to stream. Make sure to like and subscribe. Curfew. Let's go. Make sure to like and subscribe. Curfew. What's up? So guys, yeah, जो भी stream पे है, make sure to like and subscribe. We are close to 1K subs.
it is time to introduce our team.
Obviously, I'm here to support Godlike Esports. This is one region that was, never considered to be very aggressive in general. But with Godlike Esports, the thinking has changed, and these guys have shown the character. Watching them perform on the biggest stage, I think it's a pride, a moment of pride and honor for us.
The team is like a very celebrated team in India. Like, it has a huge fan base, amazing lineups, amazing achievements.
Godlike got that nice nade off the top side from Adamino. It'll be a great start for Godlike. Jukes get some early energy into today's games. Oh boy!
Wow, throwing that nade up the stairs, catching him off. Necessari's holding those angles. He's doing those tight peaks. He's been throwing heat-seeking missiles all game long and opening the fight for his team. A full 4v4. S2G tried to catch a couple of their players off guard.
You can't stop S-Power, and you cannot silence Godlike in this moment. Adamino for the closing play as Godlike take this chicken dinner with ease.
The most memorable event has to be the map of Rondo, where Godlike came up with 30 points. As everyone, used to call our region as not so aggressive or passive, and a lot of things like that. But again, Godlike Esports proved with their firepower and with their composure that we do have that firepower. We can also go for big games.
For us, it was like a very unexpected turns of event that we qualified for grand finals. Like, I don't think anyone in India or anyone in our team must have imagined us playing our first international tournament and straight up qualifying for grand finals. So when that moment happened, we all went crazy. Like, all of us, the Godlike family, everyone in India, we were all celebrating, and honestly, I will never forget that.
The fans over here, the love for the game, it has been amazing, and we are having a great time over here till now. Yeah, I always had this dream to go and visit the Eiffel Tower, and it was a dream come true.
A club championship update, and I'm joined by none other than Glitter Explosion. Some of you guys know her as Senorita Glitter. Tell us what's going on with the club championship.
All right, we're just going to do a quick update here because we've got some seriously cool stuff going on in chess. Obviously, grand finals here today. Third, fourth decider match also happened. That was between two Falcons players for third and fourth place, so it didn't matter who won. They were getting those third place points regardless. But now the finals are going on between Magnus Carlsen and Dennis Lazovic, which means AGAL have guaranteed themselves second place bare minimum. Liquid could get the win if Magnus is able to do it, but either way, that keeps AGL at the top of our leaderboard by 500 points. Now, it looks big right now, but over at the STC Arena, Falcons are still in the discussion. They're in quarterfinals. They will be facing off against Twisted Minds later on today, and if they're able to win, that's going to be another chunk of points in the favor of Falcons. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
It will be interesting, especially because Aurora just got a win here. They want to be in the top A because they want to get those points as well. Before I let you go, any team that has surprised you today?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving the bounce back right now out of Godlike. They put some serious elims up on the board, so shout out to Godlike.
Hey, right on. Thanks. Actually, spot on. Thanks, Glitter. You can go back and just keep on looking for updates, okay? I want to see what else is going on with the other club championships, and I want to see what else is going on here at PMWC at EWC 26, because some of these squads, especially Aurora, Max, getting that chicken dinner. But before we even do that, let's talk about the PMWC Lucky Spin. Available now. You can check out the Electron Energy set, the Proton Power set, and also that Alien Fusion Grosa, which I want. And I'm still trying to get, and I'm going to continue to try to get. So make sure you guys check that out. This was co-created with PvP creator Nana. Make sure you log into PUBG Mobile, get that lucky spin before it goes away to get your PMWC swag. But now, Aurora. Created with PvP creator Nana. Make sure you log into PUBG Mobile, get that lucky spin before it goes away to get your PMWC swag. But now, Aurora, yes, that's right. Look at this man. This man is absolutely ready. He's been cheering for the longest time. But Max, we got a chance to see them play that so well too, and just pretty much like a boa constrictor, just squishing everybody in.
Oh, yeah, like a snake. Well, they weren't really snaking in. They were just dominating and eliminating everyone. Like, finally, no throw from Aurora Neptura. Yeah. They made it. They saw it through until the very end, and we actually see Ziola. As I said, he was very impressive. I wanted to see more from Reefus and Doc. we finally got it. Reefers, 4 eliminations, Dog 3. But in particular, what's very important is that before going onto that ridge line north of that...
Bro, which map next?
They eliminate every
It's
single team down there.
Miramar.
All the stragglers. You had Ulf, you had Al-Ula, you had 4 Thrives, and
It's
you also had
Miramar
Nostradamus
time.
at one point. Get rid of all of those players before playing that ridge. That was so
भाई अभी 2 ही मैच हो गए ना.
by the boys.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that, and also learning from the Rondo, right, where they just...
Boy! Wow!
Much.
ये Miramar है रैंक ले अभी.
W's in the chat. 2.6. Aurora को थोड़ा जोन आना है. NS ने clean sweep मारा रे.
Just got our Rondo out the way.
Rangel.
Now into Erangel.
Right now, the classic kamikaze.
अभी Erangel, it's Erangel time. Another Erangel, and then we will have
That, oh, S2G, they looked really
Miramar,
good.
2 Miramar.
This should be a nice win from. They got the hovercraft, you know. But no, I have to agree.
Scoreboard, please. अभी आ रहा है.
Well, and they were able to take that
Scoreboard is coming.
But also, did you
Wait
notice
a
like Nongshim so easy
minute.
causing a little bit of chaos as the
Wait a minute. Scoreboard is coming.
teams? I mean, that was kind of crazy to see as well. I was looking at S2G, obviously, to have that, you know, they were denying the flank from Flash coming around to them. They had a nice 2-2 split on that north side. So, okay, with the hovercraft, we're going to bring that up again. But, yeah, a little bit rough for them. So, the way that Aurora were able to capture...
Okay, Aurora got 23 points. This match 9.
Talking about Nonsham, they were able to put up
And 10th match, we have one more rank.
13 points as well with S2G 13 points. Max, which one are you looking at? I see you ready to talk.
Yeah, because Nongshim Red Bull, sure, they gave themselves 13 points. It's eliminations. I feel like they threw that game. Genuinely, I think they could have at least bare minimum gotten a top 2 in that position, if not an actual then Furia, which is not Longwood.
You have got this? No, it's got Aurora got this.
Little plateau below them. And they
Aurora game. You will have 1 point.
They fully crashed the shed, and then Flash are like, what the hell are you doing? We're just going to do a counter grenade and Molotov and swipe the entirety of Nocturne Red Force. If they just held their position, they would be where So Easy was.
We have Miramar, sorry.
If you had a full team, they would
Erangel next, then we have Miramar too.
I feel like, yeah, Nocturne Red Force, sometimes they get great games, and sometimes they do some of the biggest fumbles in a tournament. It hurts. It really does.
I think it's a great example position, but you got to really think about why that team that you're fighting fell down so easily. Generally, it's because the position is bad for one reason or another. It's very constricted there. There's a little ridge around that shack. It's very, very nadeable. Lots of areas to bounce those that utility off.
I'm from India.
If you're gonna push something like that,
this is point standing.
If you're fighting against, hang on a second. If you're fighting against them, right, you don't push that because then
Aurora
you yourself
81,
get naded as well. It's very nadeable for a reason.
Yeah, and that match was a perfect example of what can happen whenever you
and
end up just catching up even more to that first place. Arena ended up getting 5 points. You can see Aurora Gaming just jump up to that second place with 81 points. What was a 1 point and 18-point gap to that second place has just now closed up to 9 points.
I'm so happy to see it because we saw throughout the entirety of today, right, there were a podium team at the very start, slipping, getting almost nothing done. They were in 8th position before this game. Now with that chicken dinner, rocketing right at the very top here, just behind the Arena with their 81 points. Literally, the only team single-digit points away from our current pack leader of E-Arena. But the thing is, very flash in the pan, right, Niptura? We need to see more consistency and especially not throwing games when you know you can get those wins.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. We have one more Erangel and then 2 Miramars as well. Aurora tend to do quite well on Miramar typically, so we'll see how that goes. Again, yeah, they can be very hot, very cold, so it is just down to game by game what they're gonna do. But we're looking at the second page here. Flash and Aurora, 48 points each. They are looking tied right now, but there's quite a bit of a gap between them and 4 Thrives. So even further down the leaderboard, we're starting to see those gaps emerge.
Yeah, Lace, for some of these teams here in the second page, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on them because at one point we're going to have to start cutting them out because that point gap is just too much. And keep in mind, going into tomorrow, that smash roll is going to be up play and it's going to be plus 10 points of whatever first place ends up with.
Yeah, and it's strange because, like, I know me and Neptura were having a look at Godlike, right? And they're making such calculated and well played. And then I even sort of said, God damn, they're so strong as just a little duo. Why don't they just kind of like go in that little map and do their thing? But it's just unfortunate, you know, they were getting like 7 elims in that spot, but just not making it any further. And I sort of touched about that on the shared studio on the couch. It was like they're getting themselves in these great, like, close range fights, capitalizing on it, winning it. And then, like you were saying, moving back in and not like the other teams are sort of circulating because they're doing that too late in the game. But I do feel we've seen it before. Aurora just did it. They can just have this great game, and that will push them up a lot further because they're getting the elims. They'll be able to do it.
And they definitely need it, especially where they are currently. We've been praising them in regards to the performance that they have had today, but we need to see a lot more out of Godlike because they are truly just so far away from the first place. And at the end of the day, you want to be in first place. That's what they're going to be hunting now. But very special shout out earlier on to Hot Jukes and John for casting those first 5 games. But now it's time for the main show.
Team
Okay, I still got you,
both are brothers.
For Blank and Jackie Blank, you got me. Come on, man.
Oh, mate. All right, that's one hell of a setup. Thank you, Seven. We appreciate it. Some great points being raised there.
Indeed.
There's some good breakdown. Got all the fans, of course, enjoying themselves. Saw it over there. They had the I Love Max Man sign. We don't have one of those, unfortunately.
We've got love for snacks right now, which is cool. We've also got OG and Godlike behind, which is always good to see.
Both
The
brother
support
teams.
is unreal inside the arena at the moment, as per usual. It has been awesome all the way throughout the tournament, but we do have a lot of people with us this time. So we're going to get
noise in the building!
Let's go, guys. Next last angle of the day.
All right, that's what I wanted. Proud of you, Paris. You've been killing
Let's
it here
see
at
how
PMWC.
this
We'll
going.
keep the commentary flowing as the games go
I
on.
hope it goes
We can
good
lock in
for Team
as we
India.
start to get towards the end of the day. It's been enticing, Blank. Some good quality PUBG Mobile coming out. But I'm excited to see if there's any more twists in the narrative.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for some twists, some turns at the end of the day, some mysteries yet unsolved. As we do get back into the thick of it, we're going to be going to Erangel one last time before we head towards our final 2 Miramars to close out this mega day of PUBG Mobile. Again, like we said, Paris has been fantastic. You guys have been fantastic. The fact that you've been with us this entire time, supporting the teams the entire time. We've heard the drums, we've heard the excitement. The drums better come back though. I'll be sad if the drums aren't in the crowd.
They're ramping, mate. They're
ramping. They're getting ready to go. Doing a couple of paradiddles here and there. We got Ralph on screen explaining to his team that they're definitely not getting hot dropped over towards Pachinki. It's not happening again. Eda's had a good game now. They're like, maybe we were the problem.
Yeah, maybe we don't do that anymore. Which honestly, I think it's a fair shout. I think, you know what, 4 different members of the talent team spoke to Ralph about that yesterday. We were kind of making sure we can get that one across as many ways as possible. It seems like the message has been sent out.
Yeah, it was like, it was coded through Ralph for Eda.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that? Ralph was very pleasant about it. He was like, I don't think they should be doing it. Like,
We keep getting points.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I think they got about 12 elims off the back of it, which is kind of sick, honestly. It's a good amount of points. We do get our plane path down from the south side all the way to the north. You see there, Eren and Scarface currently topping the leaderboard in terms of damage, which is a surprising statistic for me. They've been very, very consistent throughout. I'm glad to see Eren there. Hasn't quite beaten out Scarface just yet, but I'm glad that Scarface has been the rock so far for Ulf. He has kept that team steady throughout. The suspension system for the Ulf vehicle, which will need to make a move down towards the south side of the map. But it gives a good game here for Aurora, who have been baiting us for multiple years for a massive win at an international. And
Military circle.
Might just be giving us a year at EWC 2026.
असड़ होने वाली है भयंकर असड़ होने
Keep
वाली
getting these sort of circles, man. Once
Well,
again, right? Hit the nail on the head. It's happened. This is not good.
Okay, हो रहा है Tianba
Maybe
drop
this is the
fight.
blessing. Like perfect drop
Let's
spot,
go.
perfect end game potentially for a
Intense.
team like Aurora, who do feel like they've kind of
OG.
locked it in a bit.
OG got
So we'll see. We'll stick
OG,
with it.
no?
Potential for a lot of early fights. You got Flash taking on OG early as Aru's already down. Tiamba are amongst it as well. Couple of squads looking to get stuck in instantly then.
Let's go, guys. We have drop fight.
Over to the dome there. Unfortunate.
Pura, Tianba,
guys over on
Flush,
OG.
and OG.
Flash
OG
seems
is
okay
on.
though, get themselves back up on their feet, like you say though. We
OG
got Aura
bhai.
on screen. Eagle. Explosive bow. Almost hit it. Arrows.
Okay, Pura.
Jiggle. Dropping some ammo across. Everyone's a little bit low right
Let's
now.
see, let's see.
Level
क्या
1
होता है, guys?
best.
क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा ये fight? Pura, Tianba.
Actually just dropping some of the bandies over. Well, Sleepy is having a troublesome time getting towards them. I think he's in an awkward spot. Sky, though, is coming in. from the other side of things is over towards the north side of Severny, so this is a long exit for both squads. I don't think any team wants to be here. Tiamba, as well as Aura, stuck in this awkward engagement. Eagle with a Honey Badger at distance on the sidelines. The Arena also swinging by, but they should get gone.
Very much an early stalemate that no one really wants to overly commit to. With that first domino to fall, it's going to be a nightmare. You want to get out of this very cleanly as well. Losing one or at worst 2 players, even if you do take down the other squad and get a full 4 points from it, this is going to be a major detriment to your run with how few games we have left today.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing though for this in particular is the plane path from the south side up towards the north, and because we had this big southern circle that is pretty much committed to Sosnovka. I don't think it's not going anywhere else. Yeah. It meant that a lot of teams dropped off early on the plane path to get looted up early. So you do have the likes of STG, Aurora, 4Thrives, Ida, Alula, as well as Nongshim Red Force already in Sosnovka. This place is getting very busy very quickly. Tiamba moves up, Aurora tries to Uzi in play, tries to get the damage across. There will be a shot from really good stuff there with the QBZ.
Okay, Tiamba got one.
Line and wait.
एक वहीं पे बैठा है.
A dangerous trap in play. QBZ trying to get around the side. Eagle will just run down Sleepy. They don't know. They do not know. He is hidden, blending in to the rust.
The Gordel OG का fight.
Just there, down on the deck. No one knows about Giggle.
Come on, come on.
What the hell?
Sidearm.
There's.
ये क्या हो रहा है भाई?
Are you blind?
भाई कैसे नहीं देखा इन्होंने?
Camouflage. That's insane.
Bro, camo.
Wow, they actually leave. They actually
leave. We're playing some kind of game.
What the hell?
Where you go in as a small white man and you have to be painted against things. And he's done exactly that.
Gordel ने OG का एक और मार दिया
यार. I can't believe he's become the chameleon in that situation. That's wild. But well played to him.
Bro, कैसे बचा है? Jiggle भाई, तुमने तो jiggle कर दिया.
I think that got to the mechanics.
Right, camouflage हो गया था
शायद. Prone. That's a lovely prone.
Never seen anything like it.
A beautiful prone on him.
Got away with that one. Liberties, absolute liberties.
Dear me.
चलो भाई बच गए हैं भाई.
Right here, right now, at PMWC.
Gordel I think यार भाई OG को खत्म कर दिया इन्होंने तो. यार इनके पे हो रहे हैं यार.
On with the Naruto character set as well as the Ninetales Fury Org. S-Power bringing a lot of fury to the lobby at the moment as well.
Chalo bhai.
Talking to Max earlier, saying that S-Power right now probably the only player at a massively global level. And I would agree with him. I think he is on the likes of, you know, your Mormons, your Errors. He's looking insane.
क्या हो रहा है?
Yeah, for S-Power doing great work for the rest of his team. I think Godlike has really shown that they absolutely can take it to task with some of the best squads in the world, which is cool to see. Satan here from Nigma Galaxy. Another team that's doing really well too. I genuinely think, and I said at the start of the day, is that I've not always been the biggest fan of Nigma Galaxy. I think they have a lot of potential in them. This tournament though has been, you know, it's been off the walls, just like this, because this is wild.
Bro, but
it's just ridiculous how close he came when he drove past him twice.
He's twitching as well.
Yeah, I know. Not even fully stationary. Look at him. He's got a slight shifty look about him.
भाई गास्टर भी हो रहा है यार कैसे बचा है?
Nightmare. They're going to see that.
That way.
भाई lucky.
Well, hey ho, that one worked out. Didn't expect it, but master of camouflage there.
He even tried to give himself away. I mean, the laser pointer really. That sent me. That's good. Ah, that's a belly of laughs right there. A lot of teams now getting in position. Furia looking to cross. Haven't had a really bad day today, honestly. I think genuinely Furia has been looking better and better as the tournament does go on. More shades of the past from them, PMMI, where they look very, very strong there, and they're bringing it back. I think that they just had to slow down their gameplay a little bit because their end games aren't nice. That's where they typically thrive. But now they're coming up against Alula, the Claws versus the Panthers here.
giving us the proverbial question of which set of claws are sharper.
Are they both depicting panthers though? Because that would be
maybe a jaguar.
Maybe a jaguar. Yeah, like that.
Keep you guessing. You never know. Battle of the Animal
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
भाई.
Power with a nice little lift there. That's a 5
बहुत भाई उड़ रहा है.
X5 on that one.
Okay.
A lot of airtime.
It's a great multiplier.
It was a great multiplier. I like that. Anyway, we get next
1,
circle.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 टीमें बाहर हैं.
We've seen this before.
पूरा भाई क्या zoom बन गया.
You didn't hear. I don't know if you could hear that, but there was audible disappointment from the crowd.
भाई आधा zoom तो पानी में ही है.
Everyone was oohing and ahhing at that one. Does head out far towards that west side. Really uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Eda's already a good spot though. The rest of the team, I would probably say to try and regroup soon though. Nongshim Red Force has played a similar position to this in the past. On this exact spot that Tizzy is currently actually located on with XZY. So I think they'll just try and secure that going forward. They might even try and take the compound that Vitality won on during this map before as well. We'll see what they do. Can't be too greedy though, because again, like I said earlier, it's very busy in Sosnov Kryloma. A lot of teams here.
It's going to get pretty aggressive down there when things do kick off, especially with how this zone shifted, man. Cutting out a lot of that play space once again. So you're fighting around the bridge, you're fighting on the island. Like you touched on, even just a couple minutes into this game, with how close they were off the playing path, a lot of squads did already make their mass migration down and start to try and dig their heels in a little bit. You've got a few squads that are still outside in the mainland towards the blue, having a bit of a slower rotate. A lot of traffic as well on the bridge over to Sosnovka. Fury there, as we saw that establishing shot with Alula just ahead, guarding the entrance. It's then Vitality behind them, and similarly Flash behind them as well.
Yeah, Fury's getting squeezed like a fruit right now. It's not looking good for them. They're getting pushed down by Vitality. So this is a awkward approach. They would like to get across, but I don't think Alula's going to across so easily. Igor's is far up though, so he just needs an opener. And Alula looks to be leaving. I think that's the correct decision at this time, just because the circle did push so far towards the western side. You don't want to get left behind. E-Arena still being here is somewhat of a question mark, but if they knew they could hold out a team over towards Box Compound, sure, why not? It is quite cruel towards Tiamba, but this is the name of the game. You pick up the points where you can, and right now, E-Arena's doing a good job of it.
Attorney K there. Up on the top side of the rock face, spamming down into Aking, and will leave him wounded off the back of that. QZZ already knocks the rest of the squad following in their footsteps. It's a brutal start for Tiamba. One by one they fall. So E-Arena find them outside and dispatch them with ease there. Another 4 points on top. That's a 4-point total over the course of today's games.
It's a strange one, right? Because they both started up over towards Severny, Didora, as well as Tiamba. Tiamba swings wide over towards North George. Flash does take a knock there, and probably a flush too. This is over towards the fight on the bridge side, so we'll come back to Tiamba in just a second. Axel low, easy on Bendit. P90 in play at this early in the game as well.
Trying to run back through, but Razak just goes straight into the crosshairs, and one by one this is looking a bit more uncomfortable. Nice backstab though from Axel. Quick switch over to the shotgun through the window.
Okay, why does it?
First man down on the deck, still has some firepower to play with. Zone nipping at their heels. Razy out of the running, Razak knocked. Axel looking to defend, throws the nade deep. Thankfully for Bowles, he was able to reposition. That one isn't going to hit him just yet. Ooh, he's closing the distance though. Wants to really get in there. Oh my god! Response back from Axel's quick. And he can get the meds in as well, Blank.
Axie should just about hit this. It's close, but picks himself back up again. We'll go for the res over towards Razak. This is a good recovery right now from Vitality. Sadly for them, Aura has made a run down from that northern side. Fast in position. Bozy is down. Enigma Galaxy currently holding out Ulf. Lord of the Ketch has no idea. Caught in the broadside. Taken down, but a lovely refrag coming through from Eren. Ulf likely will now play on as 3. Look worse and worse as time goes down. Lord, the only default here, and Ulf has been very much struggling to pass on by through Nigma Galaxies. The circle, in the meantime, did move further down towards the south. IQ taking a tumble, though. What's happened there?
Yeah, this is not the dream at all. Ooh, Lord's actually trying to dismount towards the top side, so if maybe they do win out on this fight, somehow they can rally back up. Oh, good read onto Scarface. Ralph ready for the encounter. He gets him so dangerously low, but he's still standing. He can just tuck in behind the box now. Oh, well. That would have been the operative word. Could have tucked in behind the box. Not going to happen now. Laid out by Ralph. Satan with a re-aggression as well. And this is starting to turn. That's the way Ulf go down. They started out with a bit of a recovery, but finally finished by Nigma Galaxy. Only one player cut short from the roster there. They'll carry on as a trio. Meanwhile, amidst this, we have Vitality, bringing the fun back onto Hora.
It's been a while since I've been seeing Vexy on the main stage, but still got it in him, it seems. Razak does go down, and looks like Vitality might just want to be making the cross going forward. Looks for Snipe. Vexy will pick him up, doing a great job here. Oh, wow. Good job. Really well done here from Vexy. I mean, multiple times keeping the team awake and in play, even versus Flash earlier on. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, big step up. Brilliant individual moments there. Zone crunching in a little bit as well. Vitality suffering casualties, it seems, with the Elim feed lighting up. That's Flash that are trying to defend the entryway over the bridge. And of a headshot from Tops has shut down Vexy after the good form we saw from him, and Axel has fallen due to the damage sustained. The zone eliminates him. Vitality finally buckle.
Yeah, it's just there wasn't a lot of boat rotates for all these teams on that north side. Spent a long time looting up. I don't think they were quite prepared for how southern this circle was going to end up going and how quickly space was going to be taken out of play. But we are in a really awkward arena of the map as we head down towards the southwest side. There's a couple of compounds around here, a lot of open space going forward. Ralph moves up to the plate here, Tony K goes down first. Good shots from him. Finally fall there to a sideline. The moment just cannot hold godlike. They don't care, they're going straight past.
Let's go.
The godlike theme music start playing. They want to catch this one in as they drive past, steal Elims where possible, focus on the bigger picture, getting into the zone, starting to advance into an actual controllable position. Coop's going right back towards them. They're going to pass each other.
Okay. Friendly handshake there.
godlike थोड़ा मुश्किल है यार.
Yeah,
क्योंकि ये पूरा zoom काट के
to pick up his teammates, but actually went back for some more. Satan.
NS godlike.
Back up again. Not sure about Ralph.
Why he plays
fall down, but this has been a really good game from Ralph. I think it's not, I don't want to say rare, but he's been making some flex outs this game. Sometimes his flex out can feel a little bit questionable. This time I'm super happy with him blasting the toe caps off of Scarface as well.
यार सामने 40 है.
Just give it one more bullet.
अरे 40 है सामने.
Up on top, godlike tried to send it.
Last man, yeah, godlike.
Laying down the law.
It's a great peak. Might actually be able to double down.
नहीं भाई.
Certainly will. Godlike eating the bullets from the elevated peak there of 4 thrives as Hizaifa starts to bring the heat to the battleground. Nigma Galaxy got back in towards the zone. This is their POV now. They actually run into Ida of all teams once more. Coop's going to be hit by the shotty. The pump takes him down. And that's the way that one goes. Unraveling them. Eliminated. We saw Flash falling amidst all this. But Aurora getting eyes on it from so close. They were able to steal a couple points away. Put Nigma Galaxy back down in the dirt. 3 Elim points on them.
I still think, though, for Nigma Galaxy, what a game. What a game, honestly. It was a real tough scenario they went through. They end the match on 10 Elims. I think that's a good profit. I mean, come on with this one thing to yourself. We went through hell and back just to get towards this location of the map, and we still came away with 11 points total. So very, very well done. Because we do only have 6 teams left
6 teams.
at the 17-minute mark. This is the quickest we've seen the lobby cold before off the back of a really horrendous circle.
यार fast match हो गया ये तो.
S2G set themselves up. Kamikaze, as per usual, flying in towards those front lines.
S2G. Alula be out.
Just cleaning house on Alula. They've gone down pretty swiftly.
Fast में हो गया.
Ooh, Furia might actually get a bit of a read on this though with the forward scout we've got from Ayala in the back of the vehicle. So a lot of sidelines being opened up between our squads. Aurora still got
Aurora
space
NS
to play
S2G 40 Furia.
In the grand scheme of things, it's been a little bit quieter on the Elim front for Non-Shin, but they're still in the running of the conversation. They've had some good consistent finishes today. It's felt like it's all been coming together communication-wise when they get a good angle to play off in these games.
Well, Hyunbin's basically the crowbar of South Korea right now.
He's been cracking these lobbies open.
He has been cracking the lobbies open. It's good to see. And I think the rest of the team rallies around that. So easy. He's been very, very nice on those long sight lines. We've got to come up against
Let's see guys क्या होता है.
Aurora's starting to really feel it.
भाई यार ये गेम तो फास्ट हो गया. अभी तो 90 मिनट हो गए. खाली पॉइंट में बाकी है.
Where they should have won, especially versus Nongshim Red Force earlier today, they would have been far and away at the top of the leaderboard. Some moments where Aurora just can't quite finish the job. Even then, the consistency has been good, so it's an impressive showing from them.
Okay,
we have that rivalry back up to bat once again here between Nongshim Red Force and Aurora, but shots from the sidelines does make things awkward.
Right over the top. That's Doc that looks heavy.
Doc ने knock निकाला.
And if Doc's fired up, mate, Aurora might keep the pace on pretty swift on this one. Fury just off in the distance, haven't overcommitted to anything just yet. You're right on it. Just can't really afford to overextend too far. Get caught sleeping. This could be a big unraveling for that side. Tizzy's got to bandage himself back up to stay pretty in the situation he's been left in. Aurora are aware of that angle from Furia at least. Free smokes for Tizzy being the difference between a raw face from Refirst potentially coming their way.
I think the problem right now is absolutely that angle you're talking about between Furia over towards Aurora. You've got Top off in the distance there, currently holding on alongside with Zhol. They look to make the move out, but Furia had that angle on. One player very low in the back of the vehicle. I believe that is Zhol at the moment. Can't quite find the next shots, and Ayala's playing it very safe. The angle over towards this way, but Tizzy with nasty nade goes straight through the side mirror window.
Response back over, they dash a nade to their own on target, but it's actually a response from 4 Thrives. Pulling up to the party, looking to third party on this one. Aurora trying to withstand. Non-Shin going down as the last man, and so easy will collapse from it. Doc already pieced together.
भाई NS भी गई. अभी खाली बची है 40 Furia, S2G and Aura.
On point for Doc. Yeah, that's the brand right there. Moved instantly over towards Furia, held that angle, made them feel a little bit afraid.
3v4, 4v3.
S2G still got Kamikaze swinging, layering in the vehicles. Circle moves over towards Kamikaze. You can hear.
Let's see, guys. Let's see who gets the chicken.
A little bit loud themselves.
S2G ने 40 का knock. अबे यार अभी होना है. ए भाई क्या हो रहा है?
Hamzy finds a shot over towards Hazai for that. Runs through the both of them.
Oh, mate, the car's done enough just with the bonnet. He's dived out with the shotgun in his
S2G and
hand,
Furia.
vehicle burning behind
Furia तो एक man है.
Squad mates falling around as the shots are being spammed. Quick turn. Finds that one. Throws Furia out of the running.
This is the
S2G 40 Aura. S2G 40
I think that he's getting a little bit more of that aggression on board. I think a lot of times he was relegated to being this anchor player. So it's nice to see him, you know, channeling a bit of that Silas going forward as S2G gets the ambulance out, pulls out the rest of their team, gets them res and back up into a position to fight, not taking any chances on this one. Went out for the first aid kit, unnecessary first aid kit in the moment. The med kit taking him to full requires Doc
अबे यार क्या कर रहे हो?
to put a little bit of extra work in.
Wetting bullets, like you say, the clutch heal barely buying him enough time to stay on for a few extra seconds. Now knocked behind the vehicle.
S2G, I think S2G ले जाएगी.
It's a bold maneuver from Solkay, but does drag him from the rest of the team.
S2G.
Likely leaving S2G as a 3-man, but they have the compound central. See where the next circle heads over towards. They can play off the back of that, but it's going to be Aurora, 4 Thrives, ping-ponging between one another. Taking some pot shots at S2G in the meantime.
S2G बीच में और इस साइड नीचे साइड है 40.
So the dock nearly went down from the danger close of his team. Luckily does have the meds to fix himself with no one nearby to convert
S2G पे
from
advantage है
the
34, 30, 35.
You're spot on, mate. We heard the excitement from the fans. You can see why STG, they were playing with some confidence and aggression. Previously, it's been Kamikaze that reps himself in those situations. This time around, he plays close to the squad. They control the compound, but you're going to be pushed from 2 sides.
Difficulty with this compound as well. There's a lot of space to control here. There's a lot of space to control. There's some flat walls to work off the back of. So teams could send in over towards one side. And having a 3-man inside there means they cannot control every building effectively. So these 2 on the side here. This is over towards the eastern edge. Sat on Aurora's angle. Possibility to move in. Oh. S2G's just got to be very quick with this, but you know as soon as someone makes a move for that compound, the other team is going to fly on in. They're likely just going to wait this out until the circle confirms this is a definite compound finish.
Don't invest your eggs into one basket until you know. A few seconds out from that zone crunching, we'll see if it's going to favor S2G once again. Shifts slightly off it, blank, pulls away.
भाई और पे पूरा सर्कल है.
That north side, Aurora looking to get a chicken under the belt here. Would likely.
क्या Aurora का चिकन आएगा फिर से?
First on the rankings. Despite what has been honestly a hairy day for them, it really has. There's been some moments where the question marks have been flung out left, right, and centre for this squad, but still, they've been keeping themselves looking pretty. Bandaging up between the matches.
Let's go. I think it's Aurora chicken time.
Blessing of it as well with the zone shifting. That crate that came in, you can see that Top and Co were able to push over, get an early duo onto that.
S2G पे तो थोड़ा है. पर S2G से निकल जाएगा. It's time for Aurora
attention from 4 Thrives and STG. They've got a full 4-man squad.
अरे भाई इंटरनेट.
All right. 4 Thrives, and they're going to jump in the vehicle, start to advance on this. Oh, that's not what you want. Reefus with a snapshot. Falak falls instantly. He's got some cover to play off here as well, Blank.
It's Aurora time.
He's just out. He said, I am not being that buggy anymore. I'm dropping straight to the ground. And I think it was the correct choice. Being on the back of a buggy like that makes you a prime target. And he's just realized that Reefus has got the golden eye there. Quick shots, pinpoint as well as IQ desperately tries to swing around the side. This is a mad dash and one that will not work out in the face of Aurora. More points added in S2G.
Okay, it's S2G अब बची है. तो Aurora का चिकन आ रहा है और एक. तो Aurora टॉप पे जा रही है. #1. अरे भाई क्या कर रहा है यार? अभी करना है तेरे को यार इंटरनेट. चलो भाई.
Good engage. But how long can they hold on? Kamikaze in the back wants to
Aurora का एक
over,
knock
has the SMG to play with, one thrown right
S2G.
back towards him. Doc putting them down with the DBS. Panic stations for Aurora as everything is being thrown at them. Doc takes a heavy hit, but he's still standing.
S2G down to 2.
3v2
SMG on the north side. Kamikaze lighting them up. T24 still off in the distance, dealing with Top here, and Kamikaze takes nade after nade. This bounces, but should go a little bit long here, keeping Kamikaze as a half HP count.
40 over
T24 as well in the midst of all this. That's the off angle you touched on there. Able to strike from the side. Kamikaze replies with one of his own, and these two teams are coming together to make it uncomfortable for Aurora.
2v1.
Trying to cook that one. Meanwhile, they respond back onto 4 Thrives as they throw that in. T24 behind the tree.
Doc now worried. Split the difference between 2
भाई
players here.
S2G
Not
का
easy to
मौका है
regroup. Another nade in the hand of T24. Sends it across. Doc is down. The other might fall to the nade from across the way, but seems like he lived it. S2G playing the game of their lives right now.
अबे हो रहा क्या
Swing Jackie as well. Love to see it.
This is huge from them.
भाई S2G ले रही है चिकन. Hitman.
Right time, right place, and the back door has worked out well. Top trapped, T24 spamming so close to him. He knows he's exposed. And this duo from
Bro,
S2G
का चिकन आ
looking
गया.
to take this one with force, but they
भाई.
still play it smart.
Makes the run across right now, trying to deny sight lines. Aurora, top will at least find
यार
it. The shots
S2G
are
का हो
coming
गया
through.
चिकन.
Kamikaze once again sends straight center. It starts to work out. Nate gets close to the lovely bouncer on it, but won't go quite far enough.
भाई क्या टॉप 1v2 निकालेगा? क्या
A
टॉप
little bit of cover to
1v2
work with, but
निकालेगा?
S2G, they've got 2 angles. Top is going to have to play out of his mind to make this one work here. One first aid kit ready to go. Hamzy G looks to send an arc over the top here to finish off the game. Goes wide to the side.
He's really trying to run the risk
But
on
yeah.
this one. He peeks
Good
over
shot.
the top of the crate, using the smoke to block the angle from Hamzy G so he can take an isolated fight. He's reading it as well. This 1v2, like you say, it's got to be impeccable from him. He cannot afford to miss a single shot. The reactions are going to be there. Kamikaze on the road, slight height advantage, throws in the molly, takes the pass.
S2G यार, S2G ने यार चिकन ले लिया.
As S2G get it!
Last game, S2G, they looked a little bit short there, but this game, they go Kamikaze, Kama-crazy for the finish. What a game, not lazy whatsoever, with a quick swing out to the side. You gotta love it, you gotta believe it, S2G is here to play.
We thought it was Aurora about to blot out the sun and cast the shadow, illuminate the stage, but no, it's S2G that once again prove how much of a powerhouse they could be here in France.
T24 as well, man, the jump out the buggy to sit down on the floor, I couldn't believe that. I mean, he made a quick snap decision. But lads, I'm gonna have to live this game out.
S2G.
I'm dropping into the grass, I'm gonna cause problems.
Yes.
You can feel the energy in the arena as well. We get the replay from that
Bro.
one. Some big individual maneuvers. I love the strategy
Was
as well.
Aura
Going
chicken, but
S2G
Aura
here, the way they were able
favorite.
to control the situation, knowing they had to be so proactive, but didn't overstep the mark. And then on the flip side for Aurora, you're playing with dice, gambling on some of these peaks, knowing realistically it's a risk that you have to take. It's not an easy 1v2.
It's actually a very difficult circle, and yes, it
Let's
pulled
see.
away, but
Point
they were
table.
unsure where they wanted to fight out towards, and maybe they had to full commit over towards 4th Thrives, clear that angle sooner to deal with S2G. But again, for S2G as a 3-man
It's a
there, they
game,
make the
it's
only
a
decision
game.
they can. It's been
Anyone
something
can
they've been
get
saying
chicken.
all tournament, is we just don't care. We will just push those angles. We will try and get something done in those end games. And it was lovely to see them prove that immediately after that last game, where they sort of just laid down over on Arundel. Didn't quite let that game fall into hands. This time around, they leave nothing up to chance.
I think that does summarize the play style realistically. This point in the competition, after so many play days, so close towards the real big picture. That prize pool looming over you, you can't afford to have any doubts in your mind. Leave it to another team and your dream could be snatched away. Whereas for S2G, they've been rising to the occasion, and that oomph, that killer instinct, that's what's giving them these leg ups.
Absolutely, and in the end, for S2G, this
Okay, now we have lost 2 games of
they
today.
live it on Miramar. This is where they usually
Miramar,
thrive.
let's see.
So to have some good
Who will be on
moments
top?
here over on Erangel is lovely to see. Again, a couple of our teams
Tomorrow
really making
we
that
will
mark
have
right now.
Smash,
4th Thrive still
Smash
playing
Room.
really well. Honestly, for them, I think even that early game where we saw Hazaifa playing the big Lions Rock, where he could just have that oversight, knew exactly what they had to do. As teams flowed in, just deny them. But we do have Kalaris over on the stage for a little hit with the players.
looking for a little more. One squad, one dream. Nothing's ever what it seems. The circle's closing in. Can you feel it on your skin? Heartbeat like the drum. The final fight has come. Fight till you make it. Never gonna break it. Stand your ground and take it. Right into the fire. Fight till you make it. Every move can change it. Higher and higher. We're reaching for the winner, winner, chicken dinner. Fight till you make it. Fight till you make it.
Claris here, reporter for PUBG Mobile here at PMWC, and a major problem has occurred. It seems we've let one of our commentators out in the wild here, and we've got to actually wrangle him and get him back in. So it looks like maybe a little bit of movement's going on here, actually. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to capture him. This is the problem with commentators. A lot of the times, they just go wild. They somehow get up. He's on the move. He's on the move. Okay, no, we've actually got to be able to try and find him as quickly as possible here. He seems to be hiding. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to be able to capture him. This specimen, in fact, actually has a microphone already. You can see. He's dangerous. He's very dangerous. He has a microphone already. That means he's actually ripe for the commentator desk already. They might be able to actually capture him here. They've caught him cornered a little bit. I don't think he's very interested in it, but he might take to it. Let's see if we can place down some bait or something like that. Some bait actually might be able to work. Usually chicken dinners are the prime meal of a commentator here for PUBG Mobile. Will they be able to make it happen? This is a tense moment. John Allen? It looks, I think they might actually have it. They might have it. They might have the John Allen. It looks like, oh, did you see that? Get a close-up of that. Get a close-up of that. I think they've got him. I think they've got him. Unbelievable scenes here at PMWC. Oh, that was close.
aldı. Dürbün. Adam vurma. Araba tırıyor. Araba sıkmayı. Araba patlatmak. Araba arıyor. Araba sprey atmak. Konuş. Araba sprey atmak. Sprey atıyor. Oyuncu. Bay. Oyuncu. Araba giderken vurmak. Drive'da adam vurmak. Headshot. Arabaya giderken drive'ya headshot atmak. Canı bir. Araba yok. Niye araba sürüyorsun o zaman? Sen. Takım arkadaşın. Bekle. O. Düşman. Tamam ikiniz. Çatışıyorsunuz. Tamam. Fight'tasınız. O başlıyor. Cross koyuyorsun. Cross koyuyorsun aynen. Tamam. Sen. Beklemek. Ben bildim beklemek. Araba sürüyorsun. Evet. Durdum. Benzini bitti. Ben. Geç. IGL yani. Kaptan. Info. Konuşuyor. Analiz. Info olmak. Analiz. Boş dolu info. Boş. Boş ev. Boş loot aramak.
Couple of minutes.
Pusu yemek. Pusu mu? Sabah yemek. Ev boş diye gittim ve rak yedim. Git abi. IGL. Harita ben. Şişko. Alan. Bir bakalım. Alan ortası. Çift at. Arşiv. Tamam. Loot aldın. MP5K. Silah aldın. MP5K. Hafif makineli. Skoplu. 0. Thompson. Iron sight. 8x. Dürbün. 2x. Tamam dürbün. Beline koydun. CS9. Ok, arbelet oku. E90. Uzi. E90. Vektör. Kapıyı açtım. Loot aldın. Dürbün. Skop takamıyorsun o silahı. Doğru mu?
Hi, Claris here at PMWC, down on the stage to talk to Nongshim Red Force. Hyunbin here to talk about some of the games from today. First questions first. I want to ask you guys about the previous Erangel, not just this one. You guys pushed Furia. Talk to me about that decision and if you'd have maybe done it differently in another scenario.
일단 현민 선수 첫 번째 질문은 일단 이전 매치를 좀 가볼게요. 사실 그 전 에란겔에서 유리한 고지를 좀 먹고 있었는데 아래에 있던 퓨리아를 이제 잡으려다가 좀 판이 좀 아쉽게 돌아갔거든요. 그래서 퓨리아 때 좀 어떤 콜이 나왔는지, 퓨리아를 밀러갈 때 어떤 콜이 나왔는지, 그리고 만약에 그 판을 좀 다시 하게 된다면 좀 어떤 콜을 내렸을지 좀 그걸 묻고 싶네요.
일단은 저희가 오른쪽에 한 팀 더 있는 거 알았어갖고 좀 한 팀 교전하면 한 팀 무조건 올 거라는 거 알고 저희 팀원이 1평을 둘을 눕혔어갖고 가갖고 잡은 게 일단 맞는 플레이를 한 것 같습니다.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew like if we going to push Furia, then the other party would come. So we tried to do, push it as fast as possible. But I think if we, I think we'll end up in retrospect, I think we should have just let him just use that 1 feet place, and then just we can hold on to our spaces and with much use of wiser.
Okay, so let's talk about the Rondo game, because that Rondo was amazing from Nongshim Red Force. So talk to me about any potential threats that you had to consider whilst playing out that game, as well as the end where you were able to pull off an amazing victory.
이제 론도에서는 사실 정말 키를 쓸어 담으시면서 또 치킨까지 가져가셨는데 그때 좀 어떤 마음가짐으로 플레이를 하셨는지, 그리고 뭐 부담감이나 압박감 같은 건 없으셨는지 궁금합니다.
부담감이나 압박감 같은 거는 없었고 일단 교전 부분에서는 저희 팀이 가장 자신 있었기 때문에 쫄지 않고 자신감 있게 했던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any pressure at all. Honestly, we were very confident in our team fights. So yeah, we tried to get it head on, and then I think that worked really well.
Thank you very much for joining me, Hyunbin. Thank you very much, Maddox. That does it for us. Down on the stage.
Thank you, Kalaris, for that interview. A marathon of a day that we're having here, as 6 matches have already been played, and S2G has been able to go now back to back with those chicken dinners. We still have 2 more matches to go here, but honestly, S2G, this bounce back inhibitor out of them.
Quite literally a bounce back. All these nades coming in clutch here for S2G. Very, very good sign for them. They're climbing up those ranks. That should put them theoretically in that first place, but we'll wait for the overalls to confirm that. But it's looking very, very good for them. With just 2 more Miramars to go, S2G, they are a Miramar team. It looks like, hey, maybe we'll have another. Oh, we already do. Well, no, that's the match ranking.
No, that's the match ranking.
Whoa, hold up.
I'll give you a chance before or after this to do some prediction. But yeah, S2G putting up those 19 points. Aurora Gaming though, I can probably end up guaranteeing it that after this match, when we do end up seeing the Aurora, they'll probably end up being in first place, Max.
They go from 8th position, then of course they get that huge game earlier on the Wrangle. They gave themselves 2nd place, and now maybe the jump into number 1, which maybe it's
the most Aurora thing we have seen, right?
Yes, it is the most Aurora thing, and you know what's also Aurora thing to do? After that, dropping down to like outside of top 5. Maybe
Wow.
I'm just saying, they've done it before. They could do it again here. But no, overall, some of these plays are interesting. But I want you and me, Niptro, to break down what happened here, because you and me, we're talking about some of the finishing moments here. But this 4 Thrives push, in particular to the western side, I feel like could have been executed way better on the Pakistani end of things.
Listen, I was on the edge of my seat screaming at the television because I was like, okay, guys, they just need to hold. They just need to hold. They go up around onto a third-party position. They're playing this very, very well. The zone just goes complete opposite, and they're like, absolutely not. You're not getting this win. I'm like, okay, this is tough, right? But they could still make this work. And then they just do nothing with it. They wait far too long. The indecision is right back where we started. And to top it all off, rather than making a very decisive play and just full sending it, they stop really, really short, slow down, allow Top and the rest of Aurora just go all over it and go, no, you're not coming over here. What were you even thinking for Thrives? And honestly, I have to say the same thing.
I mean, really, you hit the nail on the head right there, which is they slowed down. And that was the big mistake. At that point, just capitalize, commit. Even if you get eliminated, I'll respect you a lot more for at least trying to go the entire way, because if you do so, you get rid on the western side. I think it was Doc and possibly Top at that point, which you get rid of those 2 players. Guess what? You got a decent dip to work around. It's still not sure you're going to get the chicken dinner, but at least you have that opportunity to go the entire way and actually get yourself that chicken dinner. So 4 Thrives, still good points on the board, but they could have gone in a bit more in this match.
Yeah, they could have gotten a little bit more. And once again, that indecision, you guys highlighted it too. I just want to back you up with it, because that's been the biggest question mark for this team, for 4 Thrives. We've seen good performances out of them so far, and you know what? Let's take a look at it again, because you can see right there when they are stopping, that's when they question themselves in the tour, and we were all hoping that they would just fully send it.
And you know what's crazy is T24 actually got a solid finish. He tried his best from that position. If they had just gone a little bit further, kept 2, maybe 3 players up in that position, Top would have had a real run for his money. As it was, T24 was making it very hard for Top to even survive as far as he did. So yeah, I think it's such a wasted opportunity from them just by slowing down the middle of the field like that. It's far too open, and Aurora of all teams is going to be all over that.
It's still a team that feels like they're getting their bearings, especially here in day 2. We've seen a great performance though, and a great switch too from 4Thrives. From what we saw yesterday to what we're seeing now, more players are performing. It's not just Balak. Now we have also seen IQ earlier in the day as well. I want to see some of the other players being able to stand up as Aurora Gaming jumps up to that first place. E-Arena goes down to that second. And what happens when you go back-to-back chicken dinners? That's right, you jump up that leaderboard and you end up in 3rd place.
We're seeing what they did in their group stage. Literally the same thing, right? Just coming back, it's just Ida staying at the bottom. Otherwise, S2G are making it happen for themselves. Loving it. E-Arena still getting a few points pretty consistently throughout the day, but when you get bangers like that from Aurora Gaming, oh my goodness, they are looking fantastic with the eliminations in particular that we saw earlier today, right, Niptura? Placement points were fine, but the eliminations, they were a little bit lackluster in some of those matches. Man, they're putting up big number after big number after absolutely big number. Big number. Yeah.
It's the momentum that we saw yesterday from that one Erangel game, right, with the 2 hovercrafts. S2G just bullying the lobby with those. No hovercrafts today in the same fashion, but still managing to get that chicken dinner back to back. That's going to be looking very good for them there.
One thing's actually scary right now, and I'm starting to realize it. I know we kind of joke about Aurora, the inconsistencies that we have seen out of this team, but for this team, one thing that has been consistent for them is their placement. At one point, we were kind of critiquing where those elims are going to be coming in. Their placement points have been there. The eliminations now are starting to get picked up here in the second day as well, and this team is looking like a team that wants to become a champion.
They're like 4 placement points away. S2G got 3 wins, by the way, which is an insane ratio to have. So definitely
अगर 10 points भी देंगे तो
they do only have 1 chicken dinner,
120 and 130 could be
I'm looking at a team that
threshold
it's kind of the
smash
opposite
rule.
from Aurora, which is Ulf, right? They had a massive rise. They got that chicken dinner with a 4-man finish on Erangel, and after that, their second place, falling down very slowly now in the middle pack. But though we on the second page, big upset Santiamba, just not able to maintain that top position 7, which is heartbreaking for this team.
Tiamba was one of those biggest question marks for us, especially because of the way that they ended up performing yesterday. We saw Milu being able to pop off. Today is not the same performance as this one. We knew that they have the fragging power, but those placement points were just non-existent, and right now, nothing's going their way.
Nothing is going their way. I mean, you're seeing them there with 9th place there, 63 total points, 14.
The eliminations now are starting to get picked up here in the second day as well. And this team is looking like a team that wants to become a champion.
They're like 4 placement points away. S2G, they got 3 wins, by the way, which is an insane ratio to have. So
considering Aurora only has 1.
Exactly. They do only have 1 chicken dinner, so that's some very consistent stuff on board. I'm looking at a team that it's kind of the opposite from Aurora, which is Ulf, right? They had a massive rise. They got that chicken dinner with a 4-man finish on Erangel, and after that, their second place, falling down very slowly now in the middle pack. But though we on the second page, big upset Santiamba, just not able to maintain that top position 7, which is heartbreaking for this team.
Tiamba was one of those biggest question marks for us, especially because of the way that they ended up performing yesterday. We saw Milu being able to pop off.
The initial performance on that opening day of their group, I would love to see it come back from my boys Razy Razak, but so far it's been a bit of a non-performance in the finals.
Another team along those lines as well is Team Flash. Team Flash has currently been non-existent for this squad. In the last game, though, I do want to highlight something for one team that was able to perform well, that was able to put up those points, and it was none other than Nigma Galaxy. If I'm not mistaken, Nigma Galaxy ended up with 10 eliminations, and that's good because that's a squad that has been consistent now 2 days in a row.
It is, yeah. They had a really nice 2-2 split on the southwest side of zone that really enabled them to get a lot of those eliminations. And even if they didn't make it further into the zone, further into the game, you know, they're just ticking along. They're making sure that they're consistent with those points, ready for tomorrow for those last few matches where they might just win it all.
Well, we have now hit 6 matches, but we still got 2 more matches left. Miramar is going to be coming up. Are these players going to start crumbling, or are they going to start shining, as we have seen some of the other players start shining as well? Let's send it over to 2 men that are definitely shining, none other than Blank and Jackie.
Thank you, Seven. That's right, we've had to tone it down slightly because we're blinding the crowd, so don't worry. The spotlight, of course, will be on the incredible plays that are being made by teams much like S2G. Huge show up into that previous game. displaying an unfathomable level of aggression that is really doing wonders for them. But this lobby doesn't get any easier, Black. We've got a ton of talent here. It's been ramping throughout the whole competition. We're coming close now to the end of day 2 of finals. And this is where I feel like if another squad's going to step up and try and challenge, it'd be right here when we change the scenery and move into Miramar.
And over towards the dusty desert, and you're right. On this scenery change, teams will need to paint a very different picture on the leaderboards. We're getting closer to setting that boundary for tomorrow for Smash ruling. Potentially a team's able to pick it up very early tomorrow. But the amount of chicken dinners that S2G's got, I mean, it's very much a possibility for them to make that happen. They've been very consistent so far. Loving how aggro Kamikaze's been too. We get a very, very northern start here over on the northwest side down towards Truck Stop.
Let's go. We have
a little bit more inaccessible down towards that south side. We're looking at Los Leones, Puerto Paraíso, Impala, Mr. Baich, Macera. So more of these positions on that north side need to be taken up like La Cobreria, even water treatment potentially for Armada, El Zahar. Is the Nongshim Red Force? I always found this drop spot kind of odd when they were choosing them, but Nongshim Red Force has like ruins. They take ruins all the way on the northwest side, and they just play that out. It's so out of the way, but with this plane path, they get out super early and get this trash drop started almost immediately.
Sarah boats for them on this one. Some other big plays that were coming out, you know, not realistically into the late game there in terms of placement, but for the raw elims and handling themselves under pressure, you got to give that shout out over to Enigma Galaxy. That was very nice to see, right? A lot of early carnage, uncomfortable situations with how they were fighting, but they looked good in the clutch, having to pull out points where they could. Ended that one with what, 10 elims?
Yeah, it was 10 elims, 11 points total because they got towards that top 8 side of things, which is, I think, genuinely a really, really good result for Enigma Galaxy. I think when you have those types of games, you've got to go for a massive salvage. Now we start over on the northwest side of the map in terms of dropping those players off. We're moving hard down towards that southeast side. Got a lot of water involved. We've got the rocky outcrops, the mountainside down towards Puerto Paraíso on that western edge. So should be a fun circle to play around with. We could end up back in Los Leones as we did earlier in the tournament. Always fun to have an urban finish. Gets very hectic. But yeah, I think if we look at the leaderboard right now, it's very comfortable on the staging, right? We drop off slowly. It's very much an even stairway to the top, where a 20-point game can be a big difference maker. Enigma Galaxy, they get a 20-point match. Suddenly they're tied with Aurora, who have currently managed to settle themselves in first. The first team to break the 3-digit mark as well and hit the century here in the finals.
I do wonder if maybe teams are a little bit more antsy, forced some issues slightly earlier into this one. A couple of our big names already inside the zone there. 4-5's Aurora, Godlike, not too far away. S2G making their rotate down from Truck Stop. And then Tiamba, of course, towards the coastline. Keep that in the back of your mind, but focus on this as well. We've got some weapon skins, of course, for those of you at home that want to get your hands on some
Aurora.
bits of kit inside of the game. So make sure you're participating in that.
Absolutely. And we'll throw that up on screen shortly. You can take a look at it there.
Knock.
But for Aurora, there you go. As if on cue. And a Doc will just go down there. Knows he's nowhere near the rest of his team. Isn't going to bother them. So unfortunate there for Aurora to lose a player out almost immediately. Again, weird entry point for a lot of squads where they want to get in towards the circle as soon as possible. S2G giving themselves the best advantage early on as they fly down from the eastern side of the map. And swinging past Impala right now, might look for some of the high grounds that sit towards the southern portion of this one.
Let's see क्या होता है इस game
Enigma
में.
Galaxy a slower start though, over towards El Pot, so they're going to hang out here for a little while longer. Ralph on screen with us at the moment, doing a good job IGLing, making some quick decisions here and there. I do genuinely think it helps having... I think as much as we've talked about Coops, I think we do need to shift the perspective a little bit to Lord. I think Lord has been such a consistent player on that team. We've given a lot of love to Coops so far, but I think Lord is able to excel because he has another strong fragger on the team. Now, I think Satan as well as Ralph are both very good players, but they're not your front line, right? And if Lord was always playing that front line, he was very good with it, he needed someone to play off the back of, and I think he works phenomenally well with Coops right now. So a big shout out to Lord this game. Hopefully they can continue that pressure. Milu back in, actually, for Tiamba. Group up against Lost here, but will unfortunately go down. So Tiamba losing Milu right off the back there. Very sad stuff to see. I think Tiamba was not expecting this. S2G sort of making a Tiamba play versus them themselves.
Yeah, giving a taste of their own medicine there. That's unfortunate, the return of the king, but only for a few brief minutes on this one. We'll see if he comes back for another Miramar outing. Absolutely beasting in the event overall. S2G stealing some of that energy and starting it out with a nice elim to send the rest of Tiamba scarpering, as they know they don't want to stick around and sacrifice anything more on this one. Three-man squad lives on to see if they can steal some points away on the long con.
For Tiamba, still 7 more matches to go, and like you said, they've been having a great run at the start of it. They had a lovely pushing over towards the finals itself. They looked fantastic. Now sitting over towards the middle side of the tables, haven't really able to put up many points after that. But they still have a whole additional day, and that can change a lot of things. Remember, you just need to get past that smash ruling point system and then hit the chicken dinner. So they just need to get themselves in range. That's it. They've got one more game to do it. They've got this game here to try and get some consistent points on board. Like you say, the return of the king was very short here, but next game, potentially some royal decrees being thrown out here and there.
Yeah, take the opportunity to sharpen the steel once more and then come back out swinging. Potentially, that's got to be the play for some of these teams as well, because you touched on the fact, obviously, you're trying to set that barrier, that scoreline to beat effectively going into tomorrow. Stopping some of these top teams dead in their tracks, seeing if you could stop them from bloating it to a very large scoreline. It's a risk versus reward that you've got to weigh up in some of these situations for teams that are looking to still climb, but don't want it to be too tall of a task to reach it going into tomorrow if you want to lap our top teams with that smash rule being in effect. OG on the move here, Ida just off in the distance.
Yeah, pretty big funnel, this portion map around La Bendita. Friesum in the dead ground, sits around here as well, to the north side of Los Leones, staging upwards towards some of those buildings. Ulf's already met that quota right now. They're a little bit further towards the center of the map. Ulf looking for another good game. They were in second place for a little while, but then swiftly fell out of it, and Ulf's looking to get some more points on board. Again, for them, a good game would pretty much settle themselves up towards the top 3. They just don't really want to get trapped by that second place curse. You know, it's very much the Alpha 7 of old. Flash loses 1 on the knock and will be immediately flushed there by S Power. It's from Godlike on the south side.
Vitality
having a little bit of a look in towards S2G and Puerto Paraíso, actually. They've got a 2-2 split going on, fairly dangerous.
Zypher up on the roof. Nade in his hand as he starts to make a move over the top side and see if he can get that one down on target. So 4 Thrives collapsing in early. Jiggle knocked, Sleepy arcing a nade back over as well, going to cook that one. If they came running over now, could be very detrimental. They can tuck into the stairs as well, get a safe recovery on the go here, so Jiggle can still be in play.
Well, Falak, though, putting on the pressure, and again, flashbacks towards yesterday. 4 Thrives up against Aura. No Fear able to clutch it out towards the end. IQ, though, finds Sky, and No Fear is nowhere nearby. Starting to fly on in, but I think it might be too little too late here. T24 did hit the floor. For the rest of 4 Thrives holding on fairly decently. A tanky, though, from the sidelines on OG. Literally, as soon as T24 got picked up, hit the deck straight again.
Let's go, G.
Floating around just on the
Uchi
periphery.
bhai,
The vultures circling these two teams right now. Ooh, up close inside of the compound, though, it's Sleepy that looks to clothesline them in the close quarters combat. Few shots fired over, could assist, but no fear with the SMG as Falak gets lit up. They go in from both sides.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's a brilliant clear. Oh, punishing 4 Thrives one by one.
Let's go. Do it.
You can't believe it. For 4 Thrives, it's almost a dreamlike experience versus Sleepy.
Let's go. OG ने कर दिया third party.
To the plate, but OG, they come in to pick up the pieces. And that's 4 Thrives down. No fear, taking some shots once again, but Sleepy is out, and OG with a fantastic third party onto it.
Let's go,
dear
OG.
me, for 4 Thrives.
OG made it.
The horror experience continues.
Yeah, those weren't scare actors, Blank. Coming in with real weaponry on that one.
The worst event I'd ever paid for.
Yeah, you would not enjoy that.
Yeah.
OG certainly
That's a real chainsaw.
They had a great time, mate. Cut through them. It's like a bad magician. Slice you in half, but hey, you're not going back together. They steal those points, keep on dreaming through this one before Thrives and Aura out early on our opener of Miramar today.
Checking with some other teams, though. Aurora, very, very slow to the circle itself. They're coming from that western side, past Chumacera. Likely will hit a traffic jam, though, with the boundaries in place. A lot of teams trying to sidle their way through the northwest edge of Los Leones down towards the southeast. But we are hitting those rocky outcrops where we slope down towards the eastern side, leaving Vitality and S2G on a little bit of an island of themselves. The next circle will determine where these teams do need to cramp up towards. Oh, okay. S2G, 4th one on the cards, potentially. All right.
Hey, man. Goes over towards them, already set up down towards the coast there. A lot of water in play once again. These circles have been so spicy time and time again, forcing some quick thinking out of our squads.
For S2G, though, I mean, as an org, it would be an incredible achievement, right? To come off the back of winning 1 international previously in the past, and to rebuild and do it again, that is a great marker of success for S2G. So we'll just have to wait and see for the time being. For them, they're down towards that east side. Very limited